For 60 years, Goodwill has helped people with disabilities, like Dontre, develop skills through job training opportunities. Dontre wanted to work, but he struggled with managing his task lists and communicating with coworkers. With the help of a Goodwill employment training specialist, Dontre got a job he loves and improved his communication and time management skills, becoming an independent and reliable employee. Donate, shop, educate, employ. Learn more and give at goodwillks.org.
Seventh, and he's at second base. Batting eighth, Spencer Lloyd. Lloyd behind the plate, and Jordan Billups bats ninth. Billups in center field. Again, the lineup for the San Antonio Angels: Wisniewski, Bailey, Diaz, Hamill, Wilkinson, Stumpf, Kincaid, Lloyd, and Billups. And pitching for the San Antonio Angels will be Tyler Spring. Starting lineup for the National Junior College All-Stars has Brock Edge leading off. He's in center field. He'll be followed by Brian Sturgis, the third baseman. Brant Blaylock hits third. He's in left field. He'll be followed by first baseman Saul Garza. Hitting fifth, Michael Lawson. Lawson, the second baseman. Batting sixth, Brandon Parker. Parker is in right field. Batting seventh, Colton Onstott. Onstott behind the plate tonight. Tucker Childers bats eighth. He's the designated hitter. And hitting ninth, Josh Briston. And Briston is the shortstop. Again, the lineup for the National All-Stars from junior college: Edge, Sturgis, Blaylock, Garza, Lawson, Parker, Onstott, Childers, and Briston. And pitching for the National Junior College national team will be Tyler Spring, who again is headed to Mississippi State. There are your umpires for tonight's game. And we've had very, very similar nights weather-wise the last several days. But, Tommy, as you look out at the scoreboard and see the temperature here tonight, it's a little bit warmer than we've had the last several days.
It is warmer, but it's still nice. Not a day that we haven't had other than last Monday that had a little bit of rain. Other than that, great weather.
Temperature at 94 degrees, it reads on the scoreboard out in left field. There is wind out of the south blowing out toward left field, which we have seen the last several nights now. And with the exception of maybe the night that it rained here in the middle of last week, where the north wind prevailed, it's been a southerly wind that we've seen pretty much exclusively throughout this entire tournament. The National Junior College team was involved in a very wild game over the weekend where they had a furious rally in the late innings, Tommy, that allowed them to get here. What a entertaining game that was over the weekend that allowed them to stay in the win column over the weekend and advance here to this stage, still having not lost.
I think when you see a team of these All-Stars, you're like they're coming here and just wipe out the tournament. But at the end of the day, everybody steps on the field and plays ball.
So here we go. It'll be Jack Wisniewski stepping in. This is the sixth game of the World Series for the San Antonio Angels, while the National Junior College All-Stars have played just that one game. We'll talk about it throughout the broadcast, but here we go. Tyler Spring, the tall righty for the National Junior College team, delivers the first pitch at 7:08 Central Time. It's a strike to Jack Wisniewski, a fastball at 88 miles an hour, and we're underway. Tall right-handed pitcher to a left-handed batter, and the second offering is way up high for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Game time temperature at 93 degrees. Spring, the tall righty, to Wisniewski, the left-handed hitting shortstop. And I say Spring is tall. He is 6'6", 205 pounds as he delivers an 89-mile-an-hour fastball that's cut on and fouled back to the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tyler Spring pitched collegiately at Jones County Community College in the state of Mississippi and is heading to Mississippi State to play in the SEC, as we talked about in our pregame. Pitch swung on, slow, bouncing ball over toward third. Bryant Sturgis charges, then throws wildly to first. It gets away and heads down toward the bullpen in the right field side. And now Wisniewski's not going to stop at second. He's going to head to third, and he may try and score. He will. The ball goes into the stands on a wild throw to third. 2 errors on the play. One on the third baseman, the other on the first baseman, and on the first batter of the game, San Antonio is taking a 1-0 lead.
On a play right there, he probably could have just checked himself and not threw that ball at all. It landed over there in the visitors' bullpen. And then they come back and they throw it all over the field, and he scores.
So Wisniewski on the wild throw by the third baseman Sturgis went first to third, and then the first baseman Saul Garza tried to get him out going to third, and that throw airmailed Sturgis at third, bounced into the stands, and that's an automatic score for Wisniewski, and the San Antonio Angels lead 1-0. Ian Bailey in takes a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. So 2 errors in the game already on the first play, charged to the Junior College All-Stars. As Bailey tries to check his swing on the second offering and doesn't, he goes around, and it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. So what a wild play to start this one. The 1-1 high and away with a fastball at 90. 2 balls and a strike. And I think you're right, Tommy, though. Brian Sturgis with that slow bouncing ball probably would have been better served just to hold on to that baseball, as the pitch is a breaking ball in there at 76 for a strike, 2-2. Instead, he gambled, and that gamble clearly did not pay off. 2-2, swung on and a 1-hopper back to the pitcher. Spring trots toward first, and an underhand toss, 1 away.
On that throw back, I'm going to tell you, I think if they're playing up to the name and not to what their abilities are, and I think that that first baseman shouldn't even throw the ball back over to the third base side.
So nobody on, 1 out, but some early excitement for the San Antonio Angels as Jack Wisniewski rounds the bases thanks to 2 errors on the first play of the game. 1-0 San Antonio. Here's Jose Diaz, the third baseman, taking a fastball at 90 miles an hour on the outside edge. No balls and 1 strike. Conan Strobel calling balls and strikes behind the plate. Mark Wagers is at first base, and Josh Shepis is the umpire at third. As this time Diaz tried to check his swing, they appeal, and Mark Wagers says he did not go around. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count to Diaz. Blue jerseys with white pants for the junior college team, as Spring is ready and delivers a fastball down and away. Also dark blue caps. And they've also got a blue number outlined in gold, it looks like, on the back of the jersey and the front as well. San Antonio's Angels in red jerseys with gray pants. Swing and a miss, and the count's now level to Jose Diaz. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Diaz had a big home run in the San Antonio Angels game the other night, and he is 5 for 20 in the World Series. Again, San Antonio has played 5 games already where the Junior College All-Stars have played just once. Bouncing ball deep in the hole at short, fielded by Josh Briston, and a strong throw to first in time. It looked like Sturgis cut that off, diving to his left at third, but it's the shortstop making a strong throw, 2 away.
That's what I thought there, and then you see Briston come up with the play, set up and through, and got a nice play for the out.
And that was very, very near the third baseline for a shortstop to be, but got there, then planted, made the strong throw across his body as well. So 2 outs now for first baseman Nick Hamill. Hamill takes outside for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. 2 teams from last week of the 16 that were here made it to championship week, and the San Antonio Angels were one of them. Slow breaking ball in there for a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike, the count to first baseman Nick Hamill, big right-handed hitter. Spring ready, and the pitch down and away. You don't see a lot of right-handed hitting first baseman, but that's exactly what Hamill is.
No, you don't.
Usually you see those big lefties. But Hamill throws with the right hand, bats with it, and here he sends one to center field pretty deep, and on the run, back to his right, Brock Edge reaches up and makes a
Make the most of every single moment. After the game, see what's happening at visitwichita.com.
About 1 o'clock. Tommy's is at 12.
Commercial-free financial education on a host of topics ranging from savings and investing to voting for
Okay.
Visit kansasmoney.gov today and follow us on Facebook for a chance to win a
Okay.
$25
I'll put me at about 11 o'clock. Thank you.
Fans, welcome to the field. The visiting team on the scoreboard tonight, the San Antonio Angels. Starting pitcher tonight for the San Antonio Angels, number 23, Ryan Jennings.
In the 7th inning of tonight's game, we'll have our Champs Sports Bar and Grill giveaway, where one of our lucky listeners will receive a free hamburger, French fries, and a non-alcoholic beverage from one of our great sponsors, Champs Sports Bar and Grill. Stay tuned for that again in inning number 7. To the bottom of the first we go. 1-0. San Antonio's got the lead. Brock Edge, the center fielder, will lead off for the Junior College All-Stars. He'll be followed by Brian Sturgis and Brant Blaylock. So the top 3 for the National Junior College team, trying to get back after giving up a run in the top of the first inning, one they certainly think they shouldn't have given up. 2 errors on the same play led to the San Antonio run. So Edge steps in against right-hander Ryan Jennings, who works from the windup and delivers a fastball just outside, 1 ball and no strikes, to the left-handed hitting Brock Edge. Edge made that fine running catch in center field to end the top of the first inning, and he takes another fastball that misses. 2 balls and no strikes, the count to Edge. Edge attending Santa Fe College as he takes outside again. 3 balls and no strikes. Ryan Jennings, right-handed pitcher from New Braunfels, Texas. Down in the San Antonio area. Pitch is in there for a strike. Edge taking all the way, and it's now 3 balls and a strike. Attending Wharton Junior College is Jennings. And the pitch in there for a strike at 78. Took something off there. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 6 feet, 175 pounds. Ryan Jennings. Ready and delivers. Pitch swung on, high bouncing ball to third. Jose Diaz is there, throws to first in time. There's a 5-3 put out, 1 away in the bottom of the first inning. Nick Hamill, the first baseman for San Antonio. Ryan Kincaid at second. Jack Wisniewski, the shortstop. And Jose Diaz over at third, just making that play. The outfield from left to right, Dylan Stumpf, Jordan Billups, and Ian Bailey with Spencer Lloyd behind the plate, catching the balls and strikes of right-handed pitcher Ryan Jennings. Here's Brian Sturgis now, the third baseman, involved in that wild play in the top of the first inning. Takes down low for a ball, 1-0. Sturgis had that bouncing ball his way in the top of the first by Jack Wisniewski, threw wildly to first. Wisniewski went first to third, and then on the throw to third from first base, that throw went into the stands, and Wisniewski scored. Another ball, 2 balls and no strikes, the count to Sturgis. Right-handed hitting third baseman takes down and away. The count's now 2-0.
Well, heck, on that play on the throw back, he had to jump up pretty high, and it still missed him, or he still missed it.
3-0 now, and Sturgis takes a strike. Fastball at 87, 3-1. Sturgis attending Howard College, which is in West Texas. 3-1. And he takes down low, ball 4. He will be heading Will Sturgis to the University of Texas, San Antonio. Right now, he's heading to first base with a 1-out walk. So that'll bring up left fielder Brant Blaylock.
Since 1940, Wichita Federal Credit Union has grown to serve more than 11,000 members in Sedgwick County.
The Junior College All-Stars, rather, I mentioned earlier, a wild game they had over the weekend as Brant Blaylock steps in and the pitcher Jennings wasn't ready, and Jennings just got charged with a ball. The timer expired, so it's 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the first actual pitch to Jennings. In there for a strike, and it's now 0-2. I beg your pardon. It was Blaylock that wasn't in there ready. So no balls and 2 strikes, the count to Brant Blaylock. Throw over to first, nothing doing as Sturgis is back in time.
Seems like every game we've done so far that this timer has either affected the pitcher and or the batter.
If the pitcher's not ready when that timer expires between innings or between pitches, it's a ball. There goes the runner heading to second base. Sturgis will slide in safely. Throw goes into center field. He's going to head to third, and he'll get there easily. And already 3 errors in the ball game. That's the first on San Antonio. But the junior college team now with a runner at third base.
That throw was nowhere near second base there, and it skipped right on into center field. So
likely will be an E2 on Spencer Lloyd behind the plate. There it is. It's up on the board now. So a runner in scoring position for the junior college national team. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Brant Blaylock, the left fielder for the JUCO team, who swings and fouls one back to the backstop. And the count's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Blaylock was 3 for 6 in the junior college team's win the other day. Through the stretch goes Jennings and pitches. Slow breaking ball bounced out to short. That'll get the run home. The throw to first in time. Wisniewski fires to first. It's a 6-3 putout on Blaylock, but he'll get an RBI as Sturgis comes home to score and ties the game. It's now a 1-1 ball game.
simple errors will do that, put him in scoring position, and now it's tied 1-1.
So the junior college team gets the run back that they feel like, I'm sure, they gave away in the top of the first inning, and we start all over now, tied at 1. Here's first baseman Saul Garza. And Garza takes down low for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. The junior college national team beat the San Diego Force Saturday 7-6 in 12 innings as a pitch taken for a strike, and it's 2-1. But as I mentioned earlier, they scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning to tie the score at 6-6, but it gets stranger than that as this one is on the ground and through on the left side for a base hit. Saul Garza on with a 2-out single.
That single right there split up the left side of the infield. If you look at the roster here, Steve, anybody listed as a freshman, they don't have a 4-year school. However, Sal Garza, who went to Howard, he's listed as a freshman, but he's already signed with LSU.
Doesn't get much better than going to LSU and playing in the SEC. Here's Michael Lawson now, the second baseman. Runner at first, 2 outs. 1-1 our score. As each team has plated one here in the first inning. Lawson takes high for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Ryan Jennings will work from the stretch. We'll see if the runner at first is going with 2 outs. Pitch inside edge, it's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. I mentioned the wild bottom of the 9th where this junior college team scored 4 times to tie the score and eventually win the game in 12. They also had 2 more chances to win that game at the bottom of the 9th inning. Pitch down and away for a ball, it's 2-1. 2 players with no outs, and then the second time with 1 out were sent home rounding third on balls to the outfield, but both times they were thrown out at the plate. 2 balls and a strike, and the 2-on. Breaking ball at 76 just grazes the outside. It's a strike, 2-2. So they could have won it in the bottom of the 9th a couple different times. Had either they held up those runners at third and waited for the next batter to come to the plate, or had throws been off the line, but they still won the game, but they had to play a few more innings to do so. Ground ball to second, to his right and sliding to his right as Ryan Kincaid gets up, throws to first in time.
Leonard Skinner, last of the Street Survivors Farewell Tour. Saturday, September 29th in Trust Bank Arena. With special guest, the Marshall Tucker Band, Leonard Skinner, on their final tour ever. Tickets are on sale now at selectaseat.com, the venue box office, or charge by phone. Leonard Skinner, playing in Trust Bank Arena one last time.
Years.
You can get $50 off any electrical or plumbing service call by calling the folks at Faunastock at 943-HEAT. 943-HEAT. Call the folks at Faunastock. They'll take care of you with $50 off any electrical or plumbing call. Give Faunastock a call. Top of the second now, Garrett Wilkinson will lead off for the San Antonio Angels as we are tied at 1. And a changeup this time by Tyler Spring is a little bit high. 1 ball and no strikes. Wilkinson, the designated hitter. He'll be followed by Dylan Stumpf and Ryan Kincaid, 5, 6, and 7 for the San Antonio Angels in a 1-1 tie. Fastball misses away. 2 balls and no strikes to Ryan Wilkinson, the DH for San Antonio. He's from San Antonio and attending Midland Junior College. And now ball 3, and the count's 3-0. Tyler Spring kicking some dirt around now in frustration out in front of the rubber. We'll see if Wilkinson is taking here. He is all the way. A strike about letter high, 3-1. Another one at 88 miles an hour. Scattering of clouds above. In fact, quite a bit as you look off to the north and the west. Straight above us, you see a fair amount of blue sky as the pitch is swung on and fouled back out of play, and the count's full, 3-2. There is still wind out of the south, which means it's blowing out to left field tonight. And it's enough wind, I think, Tommy, that it could make a difference on a fly ball to left field. Here's the 3-2, high ball 4.
You bet it can, and from our viewpoint, you can see there's about 4 or 5 cars back there in the parking lot waiting for a home run to come their way.
We had plenty last night during the home run derby. We'll see if anybody is able to do so here in this contest as Dylan Stumpf steps in with a runner at first. That's the leadoff batter aboard for San Antonio in the top of the second inning. Stumpf takes an 86-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike, 0-1. So, in both innings now, San Antonio's had their leadoff batter aboard. As Tyler Spring stretches, Tyler Spring delivers up high for a ball. And the count's now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tyler Spring was 8-2 this past season as he delivers a fastball that's fouled back to the screen, 1-2. So a nice record of 8-2 in 12 appearances for Jones County out of Mississippi. He pitched in 59 innings with a 2.9 earned run average and struck out 79 in 59 innings. As this one is swung on and lifted high to right field, Brandon Parker moves a couple steps back and makes the catch. And there's one away. So some pretty impressive numbers for the right-handed pitcher, Tyler Spring, who's again heading for Mississippi State.
Right now, Parker's not only battling the wind, but he's battling the sunset as well out in the right field.
Here's Ryan Kincaid, the second baseman. Another right-handed batter. Spring throws over to first. Got a pretty quick move for a tall right-handed pitcher. Whipped around and got that over in a hurry, but Wilkinson back in. Wilkinson now starts to step away, being held on by Saul Garza. The pitch swung on just inside the bag at third. That's a fair ball. It's heading to the corner. Brant Blaylock chasing it down. Heading to third base will go Wilkinson. He'll stop there with a stand-up double for Ryan Kincaid. And with 1 out, San Antonio with 2 in scoring position.
A nice sharp grounder down the third base line, and the outfielder got to it pretty quickly and held him over at third.
So 2 on now in scoring position is Wilkinson at third, Kincaid at second, as that one just inside the bag and just outside the diving arm of Brian Sturgis at third. So Spencer Lloyd, the catcher, now in with runners at second and third. 1 out, tied at 1. The infield not playing in, and a breaking ball that misses just a bit outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Brian Sturgis even with the bag at third, but at normal depth all the way around the rest of the infield. Briston at short, Lawson at second, Garza at first. Pitches a strike. The count's now even. 1 ball, 1 strike to Spencer Lloyd. That was a fastball at 89 miles an hour. 1-1. And Spring delivers, swung on and missed. Breaking ball at 76. You get the idea from the fact that the infield's not playing in. These 2 coaches, Tommy, feel like this game could be a high-scoring affair. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Spring, by the way, pitching from the windup now with runners at second and third. The fastball up high, 2-2.
They're playing at their depth. One thing that you'll notice, though, is with the turf, the balls could bounce get a pretty good bounce off of it. So with the third baseman pretty much playing up only.
Pitch fouled at the plate.
So the other fielders are at their normal depth, giving themselves a better chance.
2 balls and 2 strikes, the count. 1 out, runners at second and third in a tie game, 1-1. Tyler Spring to Spencer Lloyd, way outside, ball 3. 3-1. You almost wonder if Tyler Spring is not real concerned with walking Lloyd to get to the number 9 hitter and load the bases, which would set up a force at any base. The 3-1. Breaking ball, he tried to check his swing, and he did not. And that's actually strike 3. So down goes Lloyd. The scoreboard had 3-1, but it's a strikeout, and Lloyd is retired on a big strikeout.
Without even having to set up the double play there, he did get the strikeout. Remains with 2 men on in scoring position, but he's got 2 outs.
And now he'll also face the number 9 hitter with Jordan Billups. Takes high and away for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Garrett Wilkinson led off with a walk. How often does that come back to get you as a pitcher? Tyler Spring trying to keep that from happening here in the top of the second inning in a tie game, 1-1. 76-mile-an-hour breaking ball down and away. Good stop by Colton Onstadt, going to his right, keeping that one from getting behind.
Yes, it was a great play there, Steve. One of the things about these junior college players is we've got scouts in the stands, and these young men, they don't have to sign with 4-year schools.
2 balls and no strike. The pitch outside.
And to complete that, what I'm trying to say is that not signing with 4-year schools, they can get drafted next year if they're a freshman straight out of junior college.
3 balls, no strikes to Jordan Billups. Here's the pitch. Fastball on the outside corner at 85. And, boy, if you're Tyler Spring, you do not want to walk the number 9 hitter in the lineup to load the bases.
That is a killer right there.
Jack Wisniewski waits on deck. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Fouled just off to our right and above us a little bit. And the count's now full at 3-2. Jack Wisniewski scored on the first batted ball of the game. On a ground ball to third, he benefited from 2 errors and scored on the same play. Another one fouled off to our right. That one bangs off the plexiglass of one of the booths off to our right. And the count's still full at 3-2.
These are the battles that could pay off for you, and they needed to pay off for them.
Trying to work up the pitch count for Tyler Spring. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. The ball's in the turf, so Onstadt, the catcher, will throw to first in time. That's a 2-3 strike.
My dad received a kidney about 15 years ago from his sister. He had 3 siblings that all raised their hand, and he had one that was a great match. And that's not a benefit or a privilege that a lot of people have. Without that gift from my Aunt Teresa, it's very likely my dad wouldn't have seen my kids grow up. When you're just asked that question, would you like to be a registered donor? It's hard to imagine why someone would say no. I'm Jeff Jones. I'm a registered organ donor. Are you?
Don't forget, tomorrow is Taco Tuesday at Taco Prano. 60-cent tacos all day long at Taco Prano. 2 Wichita locations. You can also ask them about their Money Saver Combo, as Taco Prano sponsoring our coverage of the 84th NBC World Series. Bottom of the second now, and Brandon Parker, the right fielder, steps in for the National Junior College national team. Takes a ball up high, 1 ball and no strikes. Ryan Jennings delivers a fastball this time at 84 that's in there and taken. It's a strike, 1-1. Parker, then Colton Onstadt and Tucker Childers, 6, 7, and 8 for the National Junior College team in a 1-1 tie. Pitch swung on, bouncing ball out towards short, charging in Wisniewski, and he simply dropped the ball. Charging in, he just looked up before he looked the ball into the glove. That'll be the 4th error of the game already, each team with 2.
4th error, and it's not even through the bottom of the second inning. they got to learn how to play that ball. I mean, he got stuck there, but it seemed he could have scooped it up and threw over.
This field is all AstroTurf, except for the pitcher's mound, which is dirt. Everything else turf, but I don't think the turf played any tricky hops there on Wisniewski. It looked like he just simply didn't look that one in. Colton Onstadt takes the first pitch, a fastball at 84, a strike, 0-1.
Onstadt's a Kansas kid from Dodge City Community College.
He has played for the Dodge City team in the past. 0-1. Right-handed hitter through the stretch goes Jennings, and Onstadt swings and sends this one on the line, slicing to left, but Dylan Stump, the left fielder, moves a couple steps to his right and makes the catch, one away.
A lot of solid hits throughout the tournament thus far, but I mean, that solid hit, and it goes straight to the outfielder. You know, they don't have to move a lot unless it gets up right up into the air.
So here's Tucker Childers now, another left-handed hitter. Big left-handed hitting designated hitter against Ryan Jennings, who's working from the stretch. And Jennings delivers a slider in there at 76. No balls and a strike to Childers. Childers attending Northeast Mississippi early in his college career, but he is also, like his teammate Tyler Spring, the starting pitcher, heading to Mississippi State next. Throw over to first. Nothing doing. Brandon Parker in easily. Good lead for Parker. And there he goes. Pitches a swing and a miss. The throw down to second. And safe at second base is Brandon Parker. And are they saying that was a foul ball? What happened? Everybody kind of stopped. No, Parker is going to stay there at second base, but he started to stop as he got to second. The shortstop Wisniewski started to stop as he picked up the ball on a bounce.
There's no argument for that right there, so it seems like they'll go on and play with what they have, but he did pause on his way to second base.
It almost looked like he was told to stop. He slowed down a good 10 feet before the bag, but it's a stolen base. Now Parker at second base. 0-1 to Tucker Childers, who takes down and in a slider at 79. 1 ball and 1 strike. The throw was wide of the bag to the right side. And I don't know, maybe that's the reason that Parker stopped. He didn't want to get hit by the thrown ball. Swing and a miss. Another off-speed pitch, 1-2.
Could have been, because that was the second throw down that's been like that.
Brandon Parker gets his lead out at second. His team tied at 1 with San Antonio. The 1 ball, 2 strike pitch down and in. That hit somebody's gear, and down to third base is going to go Parker on a wild pitch. That either hit the shin protector of the catcher Lloyd or the foot of the umpire. Either way, it went over toward the third base dugout, and down to third base goes Brandon Parker.
A sharp carom that went over towards the dugout, as you alluded to, Steve. And here we go. The small things that can turn into big things. You got a runner at third base, and they can take a 2-1 lead here if they make the smart play.
So that's a wild pitch that sends Brandon Parker down to third base. A 1-1 tie, bottom of the second. And the scoreboard already filling up. Each team has 1 run. 2 hits for San Antonio, 1 hit for the junior college team, and each team already, just in the bottom of the second inning, has committed 2 errors. The count at the plate, 2-2, and the pitch to Tucker Childers up a little bit high, and he held off. That one was close, but it's now 3-2.
A little bit of jitters, maybe.
Well, you wonder about that sometimes. We've seen some great defensive gems, but we've also seen a lot of mishaps like we've seen in this one so far. Swing and a miss at the plate. Runner is going to have to run, though. That pitch bounced in. They'll look the runner, Parker, back to third, and then Spencer Lloyd, the catcher, tosses to first. That's a 2-3 put out on the strikeout, and 2 away. First strikeout of the game for Ryan Jennings. 2 outs, runner at third for the number 9 hitter in the order now, Josh Brystown. He's a right-handed hitter, and the shortstop, and he takes a fastball that is in there for a strike. 0-1 to Brystown. The San Antonio Angels 5-0 in this NBC World Series. Pitch down low at 80 miles an hour, 1-1.
Making their presence felt.
Playing very well. They ran the table in pool play last week and won their play-in game, and then they won their first game of championship week as the pitch is taken. He was showing bunt and pulled it back. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. I mentioned that a while ago, the wild game they won over the weekend over the Everett Washington Merchants 11-10. Pitch chopped at the plate, foul. 1-2.
Very poised, San Antonio Angels are.
And they are confident as well. And why not after the things they've done this week and last. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Josh Brystand, who takes down and away a 78-mile-an-hour breaking ball on the counts now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2 with 2 outs. Bottom of the second inning. Runner at third. 1-1 our score. The San Antonio Angels and the National Junior College national team. Pitch swung on and fouled off the catcher's mitt. Back to the backstop it goes. The count holds at 2-2.
I don't know, just looking around, I see that the third baseman and the right fielder are in opposite uniforms of the rest of the team.
Through the stretch goes Jennings. Looks at third and fires home. Liner right back to the glove of Jennings. Over toward short. Wisniewski picks it up. He'll have no throw. And a run scores. And the National Junior College team is taking a 2-1 lead.
Liner right back at him. He almost had it. Kind of look at his glove like he had a hole in it or something.
Yeah, it was a hot, smoking liner that deflected off the glove of the pitcher Jennings and trickled out toward shortstop. That'll be a base hit and an RBI for Brystand. He's on at first with 2 outs, and we'll take it back to the top of the order now with Brock Edge. There goes the runner as Edge fouls one back and out of play, 0-1. So 2-1 is our score as the National Junior College team has scored a run in each inning. San Antonio did in the first, then scoreless in the second. Brian Sturgis, the third baseman, waits on deck. Now time is called before the 0-1 is delivered. The junior college team pounded out 17 hits in their win on Saturday over the San Diego Force. Bouncing ball to first, sliding at first base is going to be the batter runner, Edge, and he's thrown out 4-3 to retire the side. So a head-first dive at first, and I think we might get an argument from the junior college coach on that one. But the inning comes to a close. The junior college team does score a run after 2. The National Junior College All-Stars 2, the San Antonio Angels 1 at the 84th NBC on KQAM.
Mount up, take off, and chase the sun. Experience more of what makes Kansas great. And let K-Tag help you get there. 236 miles of road, endless destinations of wonder. Start your adventure with K-Tag. Get your free K-Tag at myktag.com.
Cherry Oaks Golf Course in Cheney sponsoring our coverage of the 84th NBC. Thanks to Cherry Oaks in Cheney. Public golf at a private setting. Cherry Oaks Golf Course in Cheney. Thanks to them for sponsoring our coverage of the 84th NBC World Series. Well, Jack Wisniewski is going to lead off the third inning for San Antonio with a no-ball, 1-strike count. He was not ready to go when the 90-second timer expired between innings. He fouls the first offering off from Tyler Spring toward the third base dugout, but he's down in the count now. No balls and 2 strikes. We've already seen it twice, Tommy. You've got to be ready.
You sure do.
Well, that can come back to get you 0-2. Spring delivers high and tight. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jack Wisniewski. Wisniewski involved in the wild play to start the game. Bounced one to third. Brian Sturgis' throw was wild. The first baseman, Saul Garza, recovered the ball down near the bullpen, threw wildly to third. It went into the stands, and Wisniewski came all the way around to score.
We know how baseball players are creatures of habit with their habit. I mean, so
with their superstitions. Pitch inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count to Wisniewski. And the pitch high and away for a ball, and the count's now full at 3-2.
Get you out of rhythm a little bit.
Wisniewski from San Antonio attending Trinity, which is also down that way. As he takes inside, ball 4, he'll head down to first base. So a full count walk, and for the 3rd time, well, it's all 3 innings, San Antonio's had their leadoff batter aboard.
You know something, when a player does that, honestly, that kind of gets to me. Throw the bat to the dugout or nearest the bat boy coming to you. You don't need to lay it down to the home plate area.
So here's Ian Bailey. Grounded out to the pitcher back in the 1st inning. Takes a breaking ball at 76 for a strike. 0-1. Is that intentional, you think, to get in people's way? Or Ian Bailey, right-handed batter. Tyler Spring from the stretch delivers up high a breaking ball. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count.
You know, I don't know, Steve. I don't know why they do that. That just kind of gets to me.
This is the 2nd inning in a row that a San Antonio Angel has led off an inning with a walk. Swing and a miss to Bailey. 87-mile-an-hour fastball in the 1st inning, of course. Again, it was Wisniewski leading off by reaching base via an error. Wisniewski inches away from first base now, being held on. The throw to Bailey. He lunges after that one, swings and misses at a breaking ball. Not a very good at bat there for Ian Bailey, and down he goes swinging, and there's 1 away.
He knows it walking back to the dugout also. The at bat wasn't very good. Obviously he struck out, but still.
3rd strikeout of the game for Tyler Spring, and now here's 3rd baseman Jose Diaz. Spring throws over to first again. Back diving in is Jack Wisniewski.
Got to watch Diaz. He's wearing a guard on his front left leg.
Pitch swung on, fouled back and out of play to the right-handed hitting 3rd baseman Jose Diaz. 0-1. Tyler Spring, this past season in Jones County Community College down in Mississippi. I mentioned earlier he pitched in 59 innings, and he gave up 39 hits, 19 earned runs was all. Pitch fouled back, out of play, off to our right, 0-2. And Tommy, he averaged 12 strikeouts per game, and that was good for 24th in the nation at the JUCO level. Pretty impressive.
And that's why he's on the JUCO All-American team.
And heading to Mississippi State. No balls and 2 strikes, the count to Jose Diaz. Throw to first. Jack Wisniewski back diving in. Wind has died down some. Out of the south still, but not blowing as hard as it was when the game started. I'm going to guess by the look of the flags, maybe around 10 miles an hour. Probably close to 15, though, when the game started. Strike 3 called as Diaz caught looking at an 89-mile-an-hour fastball. And he looks back at Spring and then kicks his bat with his foot and heads back to the dugout with his head down. 2 away.
Kind of lost his space there for a second, huh?
So the 4th strikeout of the game for Tyler Spring. After issuing a leadoff walk, he's struck the next 2 batters out, and here's Nick Hamill, the first baseman. Throw over to first, and back standing in is Jack Wisniewski. Also among Tyler Spring's impressive numbers was 8 wins this past season. That was 22nd most in the nation. So he was a top 25 in that category. Pitch up high and tight to Nick Hamill. 1 ball and no strikes.
Out of 12 starts, correct?
Out of 12 starts. Lifted, right side, slicing right to Brandon Parker. He's there, and he makes the catch to retire.
Good evening. I'm KSN Chief Meteorologist Lisa Teachman, and welcome to Lawrence Dumont Stadium. You probably noticed something that was pretty important today across the state, and especially here in Wichita, and that was the cloud cover. That cloud cover overhead kept our temperatures down, but once we broke free into that sunshine, temperatures soared into the upper 90s, close to 100. At least the humidity is low, so things haven't been feeling completely oppressive. It will stay on the toasty side this evening with mainly clear skies, 92 degrees. Any hints of any thunderstorms thunderstorms. Well, that won't be moving in until after midnight tonight. And some of those thunderstorms could produce some brief heavy downpours. Plus, there will be a lot of lightning and thunder. The low tonight will be 70, tomorrow up to 89. Showers will come to an end in the morning, and then we'll have clearing through the afternoon. Have a great rest of your evening and have a good one.
Looking out for the junior college national team for America, number 3, Brian Sturgis.
Thanks to Shire Graphics, sponsors of our coverage of the 84th NBC World Series, and also Just Right Auto Repair. As we head to the bottom of the third inning, and Brian Sturgis will lead off for the National Junior College team. He'll be followed by Brant Blaylock and Saul Garza, 2, 3, and 4 for the JUCO national team, leading 2-1 in the first pitch from Ryan Jennings. A breaking ball taken for a strike by Sturgis. It's 0-1. Sturgis, a right-handed hitter, takes down and in. That'll even things up at 1-1. Sturgis walked and scored back in the first inning. Got some help from a throwing error by the catcher in that inning as well. The 1-1 inside. He stole second base, and on the steal, the throw went into center field, and he ended up at third base and scored one batter later on Brant Blaylock's ground out to short. 2-1 the count to Sturgis. The pitch down. That one skipped in, and the count's now 3-1. Tommy, I always want to say down in the dirt, but that's not the case here. It's artificial surface. 3-1, and the pitch to Sturgis, down and away, ball 4, and a leadoff walk issued to Brian Sturgis.
We get the ball that skips in, see if we're going to have a Vlad Guerrero moment there.
That's right. Swinging and making contact at one that bounces in. Brant Blaylock steps in now as Brian Sturgis is on at first base. Sturgis now has walked twice. He stole the last time he was on at first. We'll see what the junior college team has going here. First pitch to Brant Blaylock. Fastball at 85 on the outside edge to the right-handed hitter. It's 0-1. Blaylock again had the RBI on a ground out to short that scored Brian Sturgis from third back in the first inning. The junior college team added a run in the second. They lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the third. Fastball outside corner at 86. And quickly, Ryan Jennings ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
I'll tell you from my angle, that looks outside, but I don't know if you've got a better angle at that and how it really hits the outside corner.
Conan Strobel's zone is wider than most others we've seen in this World Series. I will say that. Here's the 0-2. He checked his swing, or did he? The ball now gets away from Spencer Lloyd behind the plate, but Sturgis diving back to first in time on a throw, and now they say Blaylock did not check his swing. He went around. That's his strikeout, and there's one away. The pitch was up high, and Blaylock lunged around with his body, but it looked like he tried to stop himself from swinging and just wasn't able to do it. So there's one away, and here's Saul Garza now. And now they've got the runner picked off between first and second. Sturgis broke for second. The throw went to first. Now he's in a rundown, and he's going to get tagged out by the pitcher. So Ryan Jennings started it all by throwing to first base. Then a toss to the shortstop. Between first and second was Sturgis, who threw back to Jennings covering first. So it goes 1-3, 6-3 on the putout as Sturgis is retired. And now 2 outs, nobody on to Garza. The first pitch to him, a fastball in for a strike. And the count's 0-1. So the junior college team given the gift of a leadoff walk, but if they score this inning, it won't be because of that. Pitch down low for a ball, 1-1.
On that pickoff play, a little football analogy, looked like Barry Sanders a little bit, about to break some ankles.
Saul Garza singled back in the first inning. And the 1-1, fastball, 88 miles an hour, catches the outside edge. It's now 1-2. Saul Garza, as Tommy pointed out earlier, heading to LSU. that in itself, regardless of any statistics or anything else, gets your attention right away. Fouls this one off on the right side. That was an 83-mile-an-hour pitch that came in tight, and Garza muscled it out of play over and above the first base bleachers.
We know what a nemesis LSU was to Wichita State in the 90s, so they're a pretty prominent program.
They were back then, and they certainly still are today. Here's the 1-2, 89-mile-an-hour fastball. Jennings got that one up there that time, about the fastest we've seen, but it was way high and away. And the count's even, 2-2. Nobody on, 2 outs. Bottom of the third inning, the National Junior College All-Star team leading 2-1. Swing and a miss, strike 3, but it's down in the turf, so Spencer Lloyd will throw to.
At Davis Moore, we pride ourselves on our ability to provide a safe and reliable driving experience to all of our customers. When we say that safety is our top priority, we mean it. That's why every single one of our pre-owned vehicles goes through a 171-point inspection before it ever goes on our lot. And with our Davis Moore 360 guarantee, you can drive forever, worry-free. So let us prove to you that we have the best car care and best customer experience, and why nobody beats a Davis Moore deal. Come by any one of our 5 Davis Moore locations or check us out online at davis-moore.com.
Midwest Kia and Rusty Eck Ford sponsoring our coverage of this 84th NBC World Series. Thanks to them as we go to the 4th inning, and it's Garrett Wilkinson that will lead off for the San Antonio Angels, trailing the National Junior College national team by the score of 2-1, and Wilkinson swings at an 86-mile-an-hour fastball from Tyler Spring on the very first pitch and sends it straight back to the backstop. 0-1. Wilkinson, then Dylan Stump and Ryan Kincaid, 5, 6, and 7 for the Angels of San Antonio, trailing the National Junior College team 2-1. And now a breaking ball in at 76 that caught the outside edge to the right-handed hitter. And Tyler Spring quickly ahead in the count, now 0-2. Spring has struck out 4 of the last 5 hitters. Bounces this one in at 75. Kind of laughing at himself there. I don't think he had a very good grip on it, and it's 1-2.
Isn't that great when they can just do that and think that, oh, I'll come back and get it the next time?
Well, especially when you're ahead in the count 1-2. You've got 1 to waste. Rears back and fires a fastball here at 88. Fouled straight back, and the count is still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Temperature right smack dab on 90 degrees now in Wichita. And again, the breeze still a lot less noticeable than it was at the start of the game. He reaches out and just pokes one on 2 hops to third, does Wilkinson, and Brian Sturgis fields there, and an easy toss to first for a 5-3 putout, 1 away to start the 4th inning.
Great first base play right there, pulling him off the bag, but swinging around and getting the tag.
Thanks to Team Electric, one of our sponsors of the 84th NBC World Series, our friend Rod Stevenson runs Team Electric and also runs the Kansas Cannons, who had a nice run here at the NBC last week. So congratulations to them, and thanks to Rod and Team Electric for their sponsorship. Here's Dylan Stump now, takes a fastball up high, 1 ball and no strikes to Stump. Stump 0 for 1, fly to right field a couple of innings ago. This one misses, and the count's now 2 balls and no strikes. Stump having a nice World Series, starting the game at 6 for 19. Bounces one a couple of hops to deep short here. Josh Bryston goes to his right, fields, tosses across for a 6-3 putout. 2 up, 2 down.
This USA team's just making these plays effortlessly, it looks like.
Yeah, Bryston has shown a really strong arm, as you would expect from a shortstop playing at this level. So 2 outs now. Bryston, by the way, heading to Gonzaga. Here's Ryan Kincaid, the second baseman. And he takes an 87-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside edge. It's a strike, 0-1. Kincaid had that double back in the second inning that was right down the left field line. Pitch is a strike, and it's quickly 0-2. In fact, Tommy, if you'll notice Brian Sturgis at third, it was just outside his outstretched arm inside the line. He is guarding the line now, probably thinking about what Kincaid did his last time up. But you won't get one by Brian Sturgis now down the line.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, what he's sitting about 2 feet off maybe, if that.
Yeah, if even that. Pitch down low for a ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2-1 our score. National Junior College national team leading the San Antonio Angels. And there's strike 3 called. Good slider at 75, and Kincaid frozen in the right-handed batter's box. A 1-2-3, and down goes San Antonio in the top of the 4th. After 3.5, the National Junior College national team 2, the San Antonio Angels 1 at the 84th NBC on KQAM.
Won't you come dream with me now? Yeah, chasing down a beautiful dream. Won't you come follow me now? Yeah, won't you come dream with me now?
Fresh carpet cleaning, the world's greatest carpet cleaner. With a fast 1-hour dry time using 95% less water than a steam cleaner, OxyFresh is pet friendly and 100% safe for all your carpet upholstery and tile and grout needs. You can schedule online today for your home or business at oxyfresh.com. Down to the field we go with all the exciting, violent action. Here is Elise.
And I have down here with me Blake and Corbin. All right, guys, we'll go best 2 out of 3. Nothing new here. Ready, set, go! And we've got 1 down. That's all right. We got another round coming. Round 2. Ready, set, go! Oh, geez, got some air underneath there. There you have it for the OxyFresh double battle.
Davis Liquor has several Wichita locations, and they are sponsors of our coverage of the 84th NBC World Series. Thanks to them, and if you're feeling the urge for a few libations, stop by and see the fine folks at Davis Liquor. Ready now for the bottom of the 4th inning, and stepping in for the National Junior College team will be second baseman Michael Lawson. Lawson, then Brandon Parker and Colton Onstadt. 5, 6, and 7 for the junior college team as Lawson sends one on a couple of hops out to second base, right at Ryan Kincaid, who makes a 4-3 putout, and there's one away. That will bring up Brandon Parker.
Outside of the errors, it's been a pretty good pitcher's duel so far.
Yeah, had 4 errors in the game. We've had more errors in the game than we've had runs. Each team with 2 errors, but the score in the run column is 2-1 National Junior College team. As Brandon Parker takes a breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. This is the 3rd of 4 games today here at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. Swing and a miss, and a big swing and a miss that time by Parker. And he's down in the count now, 2 balls and no strikes. The late game tonight will be the San Diego Waves and the Colorado Cyclones. 0-2, and the pitch bounced just inside the bag at first. Nick Hamill is there, an easy dance to the bag, steps on it, 3 unassisted to put out, and 2 quick outs for the National Junior College team here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
That ball off the bat took a quirky bounce.
So Colton Onstadt is in now. San Antonio was retired in order in the top of the 4th inning, and it's been 2 up, 2 down for the junior college team here, and Colton Onstadt lines one foul, well struck, but he was well out in front of that one, lining it down toward the bullpen and right. 0-1 to Onstadt. Now, a breaking ball at 79 comes down and in.
You got to keep your head on a swivel here at this stadium.
Ryan Jennings ready through the wind and sends another one inside. And the count's 2-1. Onstadt 0 for 1. Flied out to left, his first time up. He bounces one high on the right side here. Short hop nicely by the first baseman.
Make the most of every single moment. After the game, see what's happening at visitwichita.com.
Even for a second, it's dangerous. You're asking for trouble.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Okay.
What was the other thing you just said about something else? There was something else you just said. I can't remember what, but finish the thought.
Gotcha.
What were you going to say? You were going to ask something else.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, I know what it was. You said after a shaky start, the pitchers have settled in.
There. Gotcha.
Follow it up with why. I mean, and I kind of did, but you can. I mean, the score is 2-1, but if you think about it, probably you could argue that all three of the runs were responsible to poor defensive play. Had it not been for bad defense, we might be looking at a score. On to the fifth inning now in a 2-1 game. It'll be Spencer Lloyd, the catcher for the San Antonio Angels. That will lead off. He'll be followed by Jordan Billups and Jack Wisniewski. 8-9-1 for the Angels, trailing the National Junior College national team by the score of 2-1. First pitch to Spencer Lloyd, down and away for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Lloyd a strikeout victim in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Right-handed batter. And he swings and misses at an 86-mile-an-hour fastball, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Spring through the wind and delivers the 1-1. That one catches the outside at 87. I don't think Lloyd liked it. He looked back at Conan Strobel, who called it a strike 1-2. Tyler Spring, as Tommy mentioned last half inning, might be getting into a groove. He struck out 5 now, and Lloyd barely gets a piece of this one. It sends it straight back, 1-2 still.
Well, these batters, they better go up there ready to swing. I mean, the score's only 2-1.
8 of the last 9 have been retired by Spring and make it 9 of 10. And there's a strikeout, and Spencer Lloyd is barking at Conan Strobel as he walks back to the dugout. That is the 6th strikeout for Spring, and Spencer Lloyd better be careful as a catcher, arguing balls and strikes with the home plate umpire while batting. 1 away in the inning. Here's Jordan Billups. Pitches up high to Billups. 1 ball and no strikes. When you show up an umpire and you're the catcher hitting at the plate, you're not likely to get the benefit of those calls when it's your pitcher throwing to you behind the plate. So umpires do not like that. 1 hopper deep at short. Back to his left is Josh Brystand, who will throw to first in time for a long 6-3 putout, and 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning.
Great point on the catcher to umpire communication. I mean, there's no doubt about it. You're looking back and you're gonna get squeezed. Then you're gonna look back and wonder why.
That's exactly right. So Spencer Lloyd better keep the comments to a minimum as we go back to the top of the order. Jack Wisniewski. But getting back to Tyler Spring, he is really settling in now. First pitch to Wisniewski, down and in for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes.
Taking great command of the game outside of the defensive miscues.
He's retired 10 of the last 11. Jack Wisniewski's walk in the 3rd inning, the last time a San Antonio player reached base. He sends this one fouling out of play, 1 ball and 1 strike.
A good body shot is no mark at all.
Spencer Lloyd's first strikeout of the game came in the 2nd inning. He is now up to 6, and we're in the 5th, so he has really put it together. Hot shot here off the glove of Lloyd. It rolls out towards second. Fielding it is Brystand, who will throw high to first base. It bounces into the stands, and that will send Wisniewski down to second base.
That's a speedy player right there, but it seems he didn't get a great handle, and he did sell the ball and it went into the stands. And here we go, man in scoring position.
Brystand was really playing with fire right there to throw that to first to begin with. I don't know that it would have beaten Wisniewski. And then when he threw high, it went into the stands. And as a result of that, Wisniewski is on at second base, and they've given the error to Brystand, the 3rd error of the game to the National Junior College team, as Ian Bailey steps in and takes a big, hearty swing and misses at a 76-mile-an-hour breaking ball, 0-1. So a runner in scoring position for San Antonio. 0-1 to Bailey, who fouls this one back to the backstop. I think that went off the helmet of the catcher, Colton Onstadt, then back to the screen. 0-2.
All these errors do is make your pitcher work harder. It makes them an extra out they have to go after.
Have to throw more pitches. Of course, pinch count. So important in these games. And you're right, Tommy. That's a lot of extra work you're making your pitcher and defense do. Breaking ball down and away. Good stop by Onstadt, sliding to his right in front of the left-handed batter's box to stop that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Runner at second, 2 away. Top of the 5th inning, 2-1. The National Junior College All-Star team over the San Antonio Angels. A slow breaking ball. Ian Bailey, I think, even thought that was strike 3 looking. Tyler Spring started to head toward the first base dugout, but Conan Strobel did not give him the benefit of the doubt. It's a ball, 2-2. Spring looks back at second, fires home. Bailey gets a good piece of this one, but sends it high in the air behind the pitcher's mound, halfway between.
Never-ending summer, featuring 311 and the Offspring. September 9th in Trust Bank Arena. With special guest, Gym Class Heroes. Tickets on sale now at selectaseat.com or by phone at 855-755-SEAT. 311 and The Offspring. In concert.
Like last night, but for myself, I feel
Ryan Jennings looking at Tucker Childers to start the bottom half of inning number 5, and the first pitch from Jennings to Childers, down and away for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. The National Junior College team 2, the San Antonio Angels 1, is Childers fouls one at the plate, and the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 runs, 2 hits, and 3 errors for the National Junior College national team, while the San Antonio Angels 1 run, 3 hits, and 2 errors. Yes, 5 errors combined, and we're just in the bottom of inning number 5. Lazy fly ball lifted to the left side. Jose Diaz, the third baseman, behind the bag about 15 feet. Under it, makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down.
one of the things about a team like San Antonio to me is that the coach went out and recruited effectively and got the right guys for his roster and his staff, and that's why they're here, I think, as well.
And they've won all 5 games they've played in so far in the World Series. Here's Josh Brysten now, the shortstop. Takes an 84-mile-an-hour fastball, strike at the knees, 0-1. Brysten, an RBI single back in the second inning. He's going to send one on the ground to Diaz. This time the third baseman fields cleanly, throws to first in time. A very quick 2 up, 2 down. And we'll go back to the top of the order with Brock Edge. $50 off is what Fonistock is offering on a service call for electrical or plumbing. So give the folks at Fonistock a call at 943-HEAT, 943-H. It's an electrical or plumbing service call. They'll knock $50 off that call. 943-HEAT. Thanks to Fonistock for sponsoring our coverage of the 84th NBC. Pitch high and tight to Brock Edge. 1 ball and no strikes to him. Leadoff batter in the order for the National Junior College team. Swings and fouls one back to the screen. 84 miles an hour on that one. 1-1. Edge is 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice, once to third and once to the first baseman. The 1-1 in there for a strike.
Effective pitching, but it looks like we got guys starting to limber up in both bullpens.
Activity just stirring up in the San Antonio bullpen. The 1-2 fouled back and out of play as Brock Edge stays alive. Ryan Jennings, this past season, he was again pitching, as I mentioned earlier, at Wharton Junior College. Made 13 appearances, had a 4-3 record, pitched in 64 2/3 innings as this one chopped at the plate foul. And staying alive, Brock Edge still 1 ball and 2 strikes. In 64 2/3 innings, Ryan Jennings gave up 56 hits, 27 earned runs. He walked 33 and struck out 62. He had an earned run average of 3.76. Works from the windup, 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch down and in. And that'll even things up at 2-2.
Almost dealt with that strikeout to walk ratio there. What, about 3 short? It sounded like.
Yeah, 4 short, 62 strikeouts, 33 walks. Swung on and missed. Ball down to the turf, so there will have to be a throw to first, and there is in time. And another 1-2-3 inning. Both pitchers starting to string those together pretty well as we go to the 6th. Still, the National Junior College National Team 2, the San Antonio Angels, 1 at the 84th NBC on KQAM.
It's time for another exciting bubble bath.
Bubble blast away. Floor is yours. Ready, set, go. I'm gonna get someone to drink. All right, get up one more time, one more round. This is the real cardio. All right, last one. Ready, set, go. Oh my goodness. And we'll call that one a draw. And there you have it for the Empty Fresh Bubble Battle. Happy drinking day.
Tomorrow it's Taco Tuesday at Taco Prano, 60-cent tacos all day long. Or you can ask if you want something more about their Money Saver Combo. Taco Prano, sponsors of our World Series coverage at the 84th NBC. 2 Wichita locations. We go to the 6th, 2-1, the National Junior College All-Star team leading the San Antonio Angels, but Jose Diaz is going to lead off the top of the 6th by roping one down the left field line. It's going to bounce off the fence, and Diaz is going to motor down to second base with a leadoff double. And just like that, the tying run standing down at second base.
Steve roped it, he did. I mean, he almost, just a little bit harder, would have cleared that fence, or at least hit that back part of the fence, which would have been a home run as well.
The other night, Diaz had a home run to straightaway center field at about 400 feet. Here, he lines one down the left field line. He's at second. Here's Nick Hamill, and Hamill takes down low. Onstott can't find the ball. Now he does. Looking around, it was just a little bit behind him, but not going anywhere at second base, Jose Diaz. So it's 1 ball and no strikes to Nick Hamill. That's the second double of the World Series for Jose Diaz. Pitch is up high for a ball at 85, and the count's now 2 balls and no strikes to Hamill. Hamill has flied out twice. In the first inning, he flied to center, and then in the third inning, he flew out to right field. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch down and away, and it gets away from Onstott. Back to the backstop it goes, and down to third goes Jose Diaz. Trouble handling that for Onstott as he slid to his right, still couldn't come up with it, and a runner now at third base.
Another mistake. Advances the runner 90 feet and down to third base.
And now Onstott is coming out to talk to his pitcher, and that makes you wonder if maybe they got their signs crossed up or something, because Onstott was clearly late sliding over for that breaking ball, almost as if maybe he was expecting something else.
Seems like they got it. We'll find out they got it fixed right here.
And the count, by the way, don't forget, is now 3 balls and no strikes to Nick Hamill. So Tyler Springs also got to worry about that in addition to a runner at third base. He delivers low, ball 4. And Spring puts his hands down by his hips and looks straight down to the turf, frustrated. And that's a base on balls. So not a good start for the National Junior College team here in the 6th inning. A leadoff double, a wild pitch, and then a walk, and San Antonio's got runners at the corners with nobody out. Now the National Junior College All-Star team has called timeout. There will be a conversation as the coach is out of their dugout, and the entire infield will meet. Now this may not necessarily be as much to kill time or to get a reliever ready. With runners at first and third and nobody out, this could be more about situational. What if they try to steal? What do we do if there's a double play? How to handle certain situations, I think, as much as anything. Yeah, there are 2 relievers warming up in the bullpen, but this is also very important in situations like this in a close game to handle defensive situations the right way.
Out of this conference here, we'll see if how they line up. Not so much line up, but the way they position themselves, whether it's got double play depth or not, or get set for a bunt.
So the conversation is over out on the hill. In fact, before the coach came out of the dugout, Colton Onstadt, the catcher, had come out from behind the plate and went through a series of signs. And again, you've got first and third, nobody out. So all kinds of scenarios here. What if the runner at first tries to steal? How do you handle that? What if it's a double play? Do you want to turn the double play and just let the run score? All kinds of things to discuss. Instead, it's going to be a fly ball on the infield on the first pitch to Garrett Wilkinson. Actually drifting back shortly into the outfield is Michael Lawson to make the catch in very shallow center. So that's a big F4 for the first out of the inning.
Huge out. And still with the run on first base, you have the opportunity to turn the inning double play.
And now that's going to do it for Tyler Spring. So they got what they wanted, Spring to retire Garrett Wilkinson. Now they will bring on a new pitcher who will handle Dylan Stumpf. So a pitching change being made in the top of the 6th inning. We'll take the timeout too. The San Antonio Angels threatening with runners at first and third, 1 out. But they trail by 1. It's the National Junior College National Team 2, the San Antonio Angels 1 at the 84th NBC World Series on the Big Talker KQAM.
Finish your 6 strikeouts.
What's that?
6 strikeouts.
Yes, sir.
Your attention, now pitching for the Junior College National Team, number 21, Brooks Warren.
Brooks Warren is the new pitcher for the National Junior College team. He is a southpaw who's heading to Southern Miss, and so that was part of the reason that the National Junior College team pulled the plug on Tyler Spring when they did, because Dylan Stumpf, a left-handed hitter, is coming up to the plate, and they wanted to get a left-handed pitcher into the game, and so that's exactly what they done. And Brooks Warren at 6'3", 230 pounds, out of East Central, I presume that's East Central, Oklahoma, is in, and he will be heading to Southern Miss to try and get his team out of the inning. San Antonio with runners at the corners, 1 away, in a good one, 2-1 tonight from Lawrence Dumont Stadium.
We do have a great game so far, Steve. I mean, for one, we're selling through the innings right now and going back to it outside of these defensive miscues. The score is 2-1. There's been some walks, but both teams are holding tight right now. We'll find out what Brooks Warren can do. Can he hold it here with runners on first and third and 1 out?
Looks like East Central Community College is in Mississippi. There is an East Central Oklahoma, but the East Central that Brooks Warren attended was East Central in Mississippi, where he appeared in 14 games this past season. Had a 3-3 record. The first batter he'll face will step in as the pitch gets away from Colton Onstadt, and it squirts away, but not far enough, or the runner at second will advance on a passed ball. So that takes away the possibility of a ground ball double play. So Dylan Stumpf, the hitter now. With a 1-ball, no strike count. Stumpf showing bunt here. They've got the suicide on. It's going to work. They're going to score the run, and the putout goes to first base, but a suicide squeeze works as Stumpf lays it down, and Diaz comes home from third. Down to third goes Hamill. What a call by San Antonio.
Gutsy, fantastic. It worked, and we are tied.
Jose Diaz broke for home, and that's really all on Dylan Stumpf to get the bunt down, and he did. He was thrown out 1-4 at first base, but the second out of the inning was a sacrifice and an RBI, and we are tied at 2. And now the next batter, Ryan Kincaid, nearly sends one fair inside the bag at first. Just barely foul, 0-1.
He gets it inside the line there, Steve, the first base line. That's going to roll for days.
What a job, what a call on the suicide squeeze for the bunt. 2 outs, but Stumpf the RBI, and we start all over. And San Antonio may not be done if Kincaid can get the runner Hamill home from third. Pitch outside for a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Kincaid 1 for 2. He has doubled and struck out. And the pitch, high and away for a ball. And the count's now 2-1. Ryan Kincaid from Schertz, Texas, attending Tarleton State University. Swing and a miss, and now the count's 2-2. There's another Lone Star Conference school that we talked about last night, Tarleton State in Stephenville, Texas.
About to come back at you with that one. That's nice.
If you ever make it through Stephenville, you got to go to the Hard 8. Great barbecue at the Hard 8 in Stephenville.
Okay,
Probably about 90 miles to the south and west of Fort Worth. Something like that. The 2-2, slicing and out of play. And the count still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brooks Warren at East Central Community College last season, 14 appearances, 3-3 his record, as I mentioned, 38 2/3 innings. He struck out 36, but an earned run average of 6.05. Here's the 2-2. It hit him. It came inside, and did it hit him, or did he get out of the way? I guess Kincaid danced out of the way. How did he avoid that?
Well, doing the Texas two-step, ready to get some of that barbecue.
Yeah, I guess so. Well done. So the count's full at 3-2. Runner at third, 2 outs, top of the 6th inning, and a scoreless, or a tie game. It's 2-2. Warren through the stretch and delivers home, chopped at the plate, foul. So the count holds at 3-2.
Speaking of barbecue, you can't see me, but I like to belly up to the table a time or two.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing to do. It's something you can find just about any city in Texas, and there's a good place to do that. Kind of like Kansas City. Here's the 3-2, chopped foul up toward the first base coach's box. Count still 3-2. Spencer Lloyd waits on deck. He's got his shin guards, though, as the catcher would bat next, but there are 2 outs in the inning. 2-2 our score. San Antonio has out-hit the National Junior College team 4-2, but we are tied at 2 in the run column. Hot shot on the left side. That's through into left field. It'll be a base hit. Here comes Hamill to score. Kincaid, a hot shot single to left, and San Antonio has taken the lead back. It's now 3-2.
Nice solid hit as you've seen it go through the left side if you're watching on YouTube there. Then the shortstop looking around, not knowing where it's at, and the run scores.
Boy, that one was a diving attempt by Brystan, and he has really shown his prowess over at short, but that one simply hit too hard, a base hit all the way, and San Antonio has the 3-2 lead as Spencer Lloyd is in now and fouls the first pitch back to the screen. It's 0-1 to Lloyd. Lloyd having a tough time tonight. He is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, and in both cases they were strikeouts swinging. So he is looking to make something happen. Spencer Lloyd from Fayetteville, Arkansas. Of course, that's the home of the University of Arkansas, but he's attending Newman here in Wichita, where he'll be a senior. Sends this one foul and out of play. The count's 0-2.
It's fun. Funny you bring up Newman, just in the fact that he's played a better game behind the dish tonight than I've seen so far in the rest of the tournament.
Certainly familiar with these surroundings. Time is called. Lloyd steps out now. And he's back in. Brooks Warren through the stretch, looks over at first. There goes the runner, the pitch. A very late swing by Lloyd and sends it back to the screen. Boy, Ryan Kincaid got a great jump. Spencer Lloyd at the very last split second sent that one back to the backstop. So we'll try it again. The count is 0-2. Runner at first, 2 outs. San Antonio 3, the National Junior College team 2. Brooks Warren delivers and pitch swung on, bouncing ball to short. They'll get the easy one at second. The lead runner retired 6-4, but San Antonio scores 2 in the inning after a leadoff double followed by a walk. We go to the bottom of the 6th. San Antonio 3, the National Junior College All-Stars 2 at the 84th NBC on KQAM.
For those fans who were able to join us on Armed Forces Night, you may have been introduced to the Kansas Honor Flight. The organization flies Kansas veterans to Washington, D.C. to visit our national monuments dedicated to their service and sacrifice. Chris and Pat Leon are always looking for ways to help others. They began coordinating efforts with all metal recycling to maximize donations of aluminum and other scrap metals to benefit the Kansas Honor Flight. Their efforts have ensured several Kansas veterans have been able to make this trip to our nation's capital to witness firsthand the gratitude owed to each of them for their dedication and service for our freedom. The NBC World Series asks you join us in thanking and congratulating Chris and Pat Leon for their commitment to our community. This award is in honor of longtime NBC supporter and board member Terry Brewster. Terry always wanted to see kids enjoying the NBC World Series, and a few years ago he decided that they should be able to enjoy a free hot dog while taking in baseball. The Brewster family carries on his tradition by giving a free hot dog to the first 50 kids who arrive at the Hardball Cafe at this time.
Midwest Kia and Rusty Eck Ford helping sponsor our coverage of the 84th NBC World Series. Our thanks to them for participating and helping us get this great tournament on the air. We've got the feature game every night. Also to Team Electric, Just Right Auto Repair, and Shire Graphics. Don't forget, in the next inning, we'll have our Champs Sports Bar and Grill giveaway.
No pitch.
A free hamburger, French fries, and a non-alcoholic beverage we will give to a lucky winner. We'll do that next inning. Brian Sturgis steps in to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning for the National Junior College team, trailing now San Antonio by the score of 3-2, and Sturgis takes inside for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Sturgis has yet to have an official at bat in the ball game. He has been walked twice. And the pitch is a fastball at 85, down and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Ryan Jennings still out there dealing for the San Antonio Angels, as the pitch is a 77-mile-an-hour breaking ball in there, and the count now to Sturgis is 2-1. Jennings set and delivers this one down low, and the count's 3-1. There's been activity now for the last couple of innings for San Antonio, and there is right now, but Ryan Jennings has been cruising along for the most part, giving up just 2 hits so far. As look out, this one sent foul screaming into the stands, or over them actually, by Sturgis. 3-2 the count. Well, if there is a vehicle in the way of that line drive, there's going to be a dent or some shattered glass, to say the least. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball at 78, coming down and in to Sturgis, and he is retired for the first time tonight.
Last night going home, stopped by a QT here locally and found a Wellington Heat fan that got a ball in their window.
Uh-oh. That's the 5th strikeout of the game for Ryan Jennings. Here's Brent Blaylock now, the left fielder. And Jennings delivers down low to Blaylock, 1 ball and no strikes. Blaylock is 0 for 2, but he does have a run batted in. His ground ball to short brought home Brian Sturgis from third back in the first inning. So 0 for 2, but with the RBI, he struck out in the 3rd inning. In tight, nearly hit him, and Blaylock had to spin out of the way and took a deep breath and a sigh of relief after he did. 2 balls and no strikes. Jennings ready in the 2-0, swung on and missed that one, a fastball at 82. almost no wind to speak of now. It is gradually been getting less and less noticeable. The breeze out of the south. It's turned into a beautiful night for baseball. Swing and a miss, strike two. The count's even at 2-2. The temperature has gone down below 90 now, just a notch at 89. The breeze has died down quite a bit. You can hear the crickets chirping, Tommy. Here's the 2-2. Inside, the count's full at 3-2.
And I'll tell you what that brings to me is obviously we're getting towards the end of the summer, and then football practice starts up around here on Monday, and that kind of reminds me of it for some reason or another.
Great time of year, no question about it. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and that one close, but ball four. And I think everybody in red thought that was strike three on the inside corner, and I think Brant Blaylock might have even thought it himself, and then he took off his shin protector and headed to first.
Catcher doing this, he thought the same thing as well.
Yeah, Spencer Lloyd really framed that for a good long while too, but did not get the benefit of the doubt. So a runner at first, one out. Here's Saul Garza now, the first baseman, who is singled and struck out. And Garza sends one foul, out of play on the right side, 0-1 to him.
You know, with these foul balls here, you got some people camped on the outside, and then that's just their main goals, how many foul balls they can get per night.
It is Souvenir City at this place. That is for sure. Saul Garza, tall right-handed batter, 6'3", 225. Swings and misses at a 78-mile-an-hour breaking ball, and the count is now 0-2 to him.
He is every bit of that 6'3", 225 as well.
Yeah, he takes up a lot of that space in the right-handed batter's box. Runner at first, one out. Brant Blaylock inching away, still inching further and further. Ryan Jennings, the righty through the stretch, looks at first, fires home a fastball upstairs, and the count is now 1-2 strikes. As we said earlier, Saul Garza, LSU bound. And he's got protection on his front left ankle and foot as well in case of a foul ball. Throw over to first, nothing doing over there. Blaylock back easily, and you see now, seems like more hitters are wearing those things than aren't anymore, both at the college and professional level. 1-2 strikes. There goes the runner. The pitch outside for a ball. The throw goes on into center field, and down to third base is going to go Blaylock. That's the second time that's happened tonight, where Spencer Lloyd has thrown to the right of the bag and into center field, and that'll be the second error on him tonight and the third on his team.
Those throws aren't even close, and they haven't been.
The first time it happened, it was all the way back in the first inning. It allowed Brian Sturgis to score. We'll see what happens here. 2 strikes, runner at third, one out. Saul Garza at the plate, and he swings and misses. Strike three, and down he goes, and boy, did San Antonio need that. They were playing in with one out and a runner at third. Now they can retreat to normal depth.
Huge strikeout right there.
Second baseman, number 6.
And it's the 6th K of the game for Saul Garza, or excuse me, for Ryan Jennings. So Michael Lawson will step in with a runner at third and 2 outs. Ryan Jennings from the stretch. First pitch to Lawson. In there, a strike at 78. That one sliding back toward the outer edge to the left-handed hitter, and it's 0-1. Runner at third, the tying run for the National Junior College national team. They trail 3-2, bottom of the 6th. The 0-1, ground ball to short, pretty well struck, but right at Wisniewski, who throws to first in time for a 6-3 putout.
Make the most of every single moment. After the game, see what's happening at visitwichita.com.
The NBC World Series would like to wish a very special happy 48th anniversary to Jack and Diane McDonald.
That's awesome.
Hey. Where's ours? That's not fair.
Shire Graphics sponsoring our coverage of the 84th NBC World Series, and our thanks to Cherry Oaks Golf Course in Cheney, also a sponsor of our coverage of the 84th NBC. Good one tonight in our feature game as we go to the 7th inning. And leading it off for the San Antonio Angels will be center fielder Jordan Billups, and he takes the first pitch from the reliever Brooks Warren. It's a strike, 0-1. Billups is 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded out. Now he takes one down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Billups then will go back to the top of the order with Jack Wisniewski and Ian Bailey. So 9, 1-2 for San Antonio, trying to add to their 3-2 lead. Breaking ball that stays away. And the count's now 2 balls and a strike to Jordan Billups. Warren ready, delivers, pitch swung on, ground ball behind the bag at second, diving to his right, Lawson gets a glove on it, knocks it down, but there'll be no throw as Michael Lawson had a long way to go to his right, ranging behind the bag at second, but only could knock that down and wisely decided not to even throw.
Well, with the other throws we've seen, he could have airmailed that one, but you're right, knocked it down and kept it.
So an infield base hit, as the leadoff batter is aboard for San Antonio. We'll go back to the top of the order now with Jack Wisniewski. Brooks Warren stretches. Wisniewski showing bunt, but the pitch outside, and Wisniewski pulls the bat back. 1 ball and no strikes. Brooks Warren has 2 years under his belt at East Central Community College in Mississippi. 27 total appearances there in his career. Showing bunt again, Wisniewski. This time he pulls back, but it's a strike, 1-1. 9-8 is his career record, with a 4.49 earned run average. So he improved significantly in 2018 over 2017. 1-1, he'll throw to first. A little bit low, but Saul Garza scoops it out.
When you brought up East Central, I was thinking the same thing earlier, Steve.
Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
This is Mississippi. In 2017, his ERA was 6.05. Then he brought it all the way down to 3.56 this past season. And the pitch comes in, but they've called a balk. Brooks Warren has been called with a balk, and that's going to send Billups down to second base.
I was thinking, well, the batter ain't moving, so what's going on now? There's the balk.
That's the leadoff batter in the lineup that not only got an infield base hit, but now at second base via a walk. And he's a runner that San Antonio is trying to get home for some insurance. High chopper to second, fielded there by Lawson. He throws low to first. It gets away over by the first base dugout. That's going to allow Billups to score from second, and down to second base goes Wisniewski on yet another throwing error here in the ballgame. And another one by this National Junior College team, with the run scoring now at San Antonio 4, and the junior college team 2.
Rushing in, trying to make that play, throws off balance, and here we have another error.
So again, Billups at second base, and don't forget he got there via a walk, which is not listed as an error in the scorebook, but essentially it is. He scores from second. And a 2-base error allows Wisniewski to go to second. Now here's Ian Bailey taking down and away on a breaking ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 ball and no strikes to Bailey. Scoreboard has not yet reset. Right-handed hitter with a runner at second, but San Antonio's got some insurance home. The pitch to Bailey way outside. 7 errors combined in this game, and we have seen an NBC World Series littered with errors. 3-1. I don't think that's right. Pitch high and away. I think that's 3-0. As we have seen a trend this week of scoreboard operator errors. Time is called.
4-1.
Colton Onstott's back from behind the plate to go talk to his pitcher.
There we go. Reset.
So a timeout with the conversation out on the circle. It's 4-2. San Antonio's got the lead. They've scored 1 in the inning, and they are looking for more. A runner at second, still Nobody out here in the inning. And you know it's a sloppy game when you're in the 7th inning and there have been almost as many combined errors as there have been hits. And that's the case in the game. There have been 7 errors in this game and just 9 hits. That can make for some ugly baseball. 3 balls and no strikes to count to Ian Bailey. Here's a fastball delivered by Warren right down the middle for a strike, and it's now 3-1. Brooks Warren in 2 seasons at East Central and Mississippi, 72 walks, 119 strikeouts, 52 earned runs in 104 and a third innings. 3 balls and a strike, the count to Ian Bailey with a runner at second. The pitch to Bailey, lined into the gap, right center field. That's going to roll for a while. It's also going to allow the runner to score from second easily, and now Bailey on his horse, rounding second. He won't stop there. He'll head into third. He'll slide in safely. There won't even be a throw. It's an RBI triple for Ian Bailey, and San Antonio now leads by the score of 5-2.
It found the gap and it rolled. Got the run scored. I mean, these guys are starting to pour it on. It looks like everything's going in the Angels' favor right now.
Yeah, he dissected the right fielder Parker and the center fielder Edge. And you could see it from up here, Tommy. That one was going to scoot to the fence. The only question was, how far would Bailey go? There was no doubt that Wisniewski was easily going to score from second base. Pitching change being made in the top of the 7th inning. Let's go ahead and do our Champs Sports Bar and Grill giveaway as we take a commercial timeout. Here's what we'll do. The number is 316-721-8255. 316-721-8255. Call that number right now. Anthony Smith is standing by at the studio, and the first caller to 316-721-8255 will win a free meal, a hamburger, french fries, and a non-alcoholic beverage, courtesy of Champs Sports Bar and Grill. Once again, 316-721-8255. Start dialing. Anthony standing by for the lucky winner. Pitching change being made, 5-2 San Antonio over the National Junior College All-Stars. We'll take a timeout. Back with more after this. Michael Spinazzi is the new pitcher for the National Junior College national team. He's been pitching collegiately at Tyler Junior College, and he is a small right-handed pitcher. I say small, 6 feet, 180. Tommy, small is 6 feet anymore from up here, as we've seen so many guys hitting 6'5", 6'6". We've seen a 6'9" pitcher in this tournament. So anymore, it's kind of like basketball where 6'3" or 6'4" is small. A 6-foot pitcher here seems to be pretty small anymore.
Well, you're right, and let's see if Dynamite comes in small packages per se, huh?
He is a hard-throwing right-hander, and right now his team is in a precarious situation. We're in the top of the 7th inning. The San Antonio Angels, who have not lost in this tournament, and they have played 5 games, are leading the National Junior College All-Star team by the score of 5-2. San Antonio ran the table last week. During pool play, they went 4-0, and then they won the other day to open up championship week, so a perfect 5-0 start for them. And they are now 3 innings away from moving to 6-0 and closer to playing in Thursday's championship tournament as they lead 5-2 here in the top of the 7th inning. Jose Diaz steps in, and the first pitch to Diaz. Look out, he throws his bat straight back behind the plate as he let go of it on a swing and a miss. 0-1.
Steve, for me, that's the second time today I've seen that happen.
We saw it happen twice in the same game last night with the Wellington Heat and the Hayes Larks. One player for each team tossed one swinging and missing at a pitch. No balls and a strike, the count to Jose Diaz, who had a line drive double his last time up. That was back in the 6th inning, and he eventually came around to score. Chops one here over to short. The infield playing in. Looking home is Brystand. There will be no throw, no runner going home. Instead, the fire will be to first for a 6-3 putout, one away. The infield will stay in, but the National Junior College team does get one out recorded on the ground out to short.
Another great play by the shortstop, Briston.
So here's Nick Hamill now with a runner at first and one out. Infield still playing in, and the pitch to Hamill. Lifted right side over toward the first base dugout. Onstad is over, and that one's going to land right on top of the dugout roof. Bounce into the stands. 0-1, the count to Nick Hamill.
Right place, right time for that young man that got that bounce off the dugout.
So Hamill will try it again, 0 for 2. He's flied out a couple times tonight, also walked and scored back in the 6th inning. The first two batters reached and scored for San Antonio in the 6th. Jose Diaz doubled and Nick Hamill walked. Both eventually came around. Pitch in there, taken for a strike to Hamill, and quickly Spinozzi is ahead in the count, 0-2. He'll stretch and check the runner at third. Sturgis not holding him on. The pitch is home. High bouncer back to the mound. That won't get the run home. Spinozzi looks the runner back to third and throws to first. And 2 quick outs since Spinozzi came into the game. And still at third base is Ian Bailey. So a good job by Spinozzi as he's gotten 2 up and 2 down since coming into the game. And now the infield can retreat to normal depth with 2 away as Garrett Wilkinson is up now.
Found their stopgap, it looks like.
Spinozzi will go through the stretch. Look over at third and fire home, and a 74-mile-an-hour breaking ball misses down. 1 ball and no strikes. Garrett Wilkinson, the batter, has walked and grounded out and flown out as well. 5-2, San Antonio over the National Junior College national team. The 1-0 swung on and missed, 79 miles an hour, a breaking ball again, and the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike.
Spinozzi's not messing around here.
Works pretty quickly, gets the sign he likes, stretches quickly. It's a short leg kick, and then offers home. That one down. Good stop by Onstad, sliding to his left. It's actually not a real short leg kick, but it's quick. He moves quickly, and with a runner at third, of course, you're not concerned about anybody stealing anyway. You can get away with a little bit higher leg kick. He'll stretch again and look over toward Bailey at third, and here comes the 2-1 home. Swung on, bouncing ball over to third. Nice glove by Sturgis, backhanding on a short hop. The throw inside the bag at first, but Garza steps off the bag but tags the sliding runner for a 5-3 putout. Nicely done by Sturgis scooping it up and by Garza to apply the tag. But San Antonio scores twice as it's stretch time at Lawrence Dumont. The score, the San Antonio Angels 5 and the National Junior College All-Stars 2 at the 84th NBC on KQAM.
Mount up, take off, and chase the sun. Experience more of what makes Kansas great. And let K-Tag help you get there. 236 miles of road. Endless destinations of wonder. Start your adventure with K-Tag. Get your free K-Tag at myktag.com.
God bless America as we're ready for the bottom of the 7th inning. here at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. Great night for baseball. Steve Strain, Tommy Gallegos with you. 5-2 our score. The San Antonio Angels on top of the National Junior College team here at Lawrence Dumont Stadium as San Antonio trying to get to 6-0 in this tournament and move to 2-0 in championship week, while the National Junior College team is trying to do the same thing as they had a dramatic 12-inning win the other day. Let's check out Mike Dean, NBC Hall of Famer, playing Take Me Out to the Ball Game on the harmonica.
Mike Dean, everybody.
There you go, another Mike Dean Take Me Out to the Ball Game song here in the 7th inning stretch at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. 5-2 our score, the San Antonio Angels over the National Junior College national team here on a Monday night at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. Now 5 nights away from crowning a champion at this tournament. That will happen on Saturday night. We'll have it as well on KQAM. San Antonio has trotted out a new pitcher. It's left-hander Cameron Jones out of the city of San Antonio and Texas Lutheran University, where we don't have any stats on him in 2018, but in 2017 he pitched in just 2 innings during that season. So there was not a whole lot on him in 2 innings worth of work. No record, no earned run average, 2 walks and a strikeout, all we have for the lefty out of Brennan High School in Texas. The first batter he'll face here in the bottom of the 7th inning is Brandon Parker, the right fielder, who takes a strike. 0-1 to Parker. And Jones delivers outside, 81 miles an hour, and that'll even things up 1-1. Brandon Parker is 0 for 2. He has reached on an error and grounded out to first. One of 7 errors in the game. The one he reached on was. Tries to check his swing. Does Parker? They will appeal to first. And Mark Wager says he did not go around. 2 balls and a strike. The count to Brandon Parker, the right fielder for the U.S. National Junior College All-Stars. Now this one misses away, and the count's now 3 balls and a strike.
Redshirt sophomore, 2 starts. That's kind of unheard of unless you've been injured quite a bit.
Which is very possible. Pitch outside, ball 4. So Parker goes down to first, and that's not the way that Cameron Jones wanted to start the bottom of the 7th inning as he issues a leadoff walk to Brandon Parker. So the catcher Colden Onstadt now will step in from the left side of the plate. I mentioned earlier that Onstadt's from Dodge City. He's playing collegiately at the University of New Mexico. Pitches outside for a ball, 1 ball and no strike, but he has played in the Jayhawk League in summers past. Runner at first, Parker gets his lead. The pitch to Onstadt fouled back to our left, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike to Onstadt. Cameron Jones, 6 feet, 175 pounds, as the pitch fouled left side out of play, and the count's 1-2. He's grown an inch in the last year, Tommy, because on the Texas Lutheran website, they have him at 5'11" in 2017. On the San Antonio roster, he's listed at 6 feet. So still apparently a growing young man at 18 and 19 years old. Not unusual.
Well,
Pitch down and away for a ball.
That or the other way around. The one time you find a college that's going to tell the truth on the stats.
And they do like to fudge sometimes, don't they? 2-2. Here's the pitch. Ground ball out to short. Could be 2 to second for 1. The relay in time. Nicely done. Wisniewski starts at a 6-4-3. And just like the leadoff walk erased from the base paths, nobody on and 2 outs. That was tailor-made, Tommy. Just what the pitcher wanted.
Exactly, coming in, trying to get the hold here. And with the 6-4-3, 2 outs, still in control, up 5-2. I mean,
so nobody on 2 outs, and a pinch hitter will step up for the National Junior College team. And that's going to be Cade Clemens. Cade Clemens out of Panola Junior College will face the left-handed pitching Cameron Jones, lefty pitcher, righty hitter. And a fastball at 82 stays outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Clemens swings and misses at an 81-mile-an-hour pitch, and that'll even things up now. 1 ball and 1 strike. 5-2 our score. San Antonio's Angels with the lead. The 1-1 pitch, fastball outside at 82. It was 1-1 after 1. The National All-Star team took a 2-1 lead after the second inning, and they have not been heard from since. The 2-1 down, ball 3, 3-1.
The San Antonio Angels are, to me, the epitome of what the NBC is about.
3 balls and a strike, high and away, ball 4, and a 5-pitch walk. And boy, Cameron Jones, Tommy, just asking for trouble. He walked the leadoff batter and got bailed out. Now he walks the number 8 hitter in the order with 2 outs.
You know, maybe likes Johnny Cash, likes to play in a ring of fire.
That's kind of what he's doing. It is the number 9 hitter coming up, Josh Bryston, but still 3-run lead, bottom of the 7th inning. Your job is out of the bullpen to throw strikes, get guys out, and hold on to the lead. There are 2 outs, but again, 2 walks here in the inning. So Bryston steps in. He's 1 for 2 tonight. He is singled and he is grounded out. The left-hander delivers, and this one lined foul just outside the bag at first. Rolls down to the bullpen in right field. It's occupied by the National Junior College All-Star team, which is not being used, by the way. Nobody up warming up. There is a reliever warming up for San Antonio. The 0-1 up high, 1 ball and 1 strike.
With the way things are going right now, you see it why they ride their starters so long sometimes.
Got to have those relief pitchers ready for the home stretch as we move toward that later in the week. Pitch down low for a ball. 2 balls and a strike, the count to Bryston. Bryston from Paradise Valley, where he is a sophomore, and I mentioned he is going to go to Gonzaga in Spokane. Bouncing ball to short. Easy play for Wisniewski. They got the force out at second, 6-4, as Childers is retired, going to second, and so is the National Junior College team retired. We'll go to the 8th. San Antonio 5, the National Junior College team 2 at the 84th NBC on KQAM.
If we really put everything in our name that we do, it would look like this. Professional mechanical, electrical, plumbing, structural, telecommunications, civil, transportation, aviation, water, wastewater, energy, land development, planning, field services, survey, geotechnical, materials testing, inspection, 3D scan, air and water balance, engineering consultants.
All right, fans, let them hear you in San Antonio, Texas. Leading off for San Antonio, number 26, left fielder Dylan Stump.
On to the 8th inning now. Dylan Stump will lead off for the San Antonio Angels, his team leading the National Junior College All-Star team 5-2. Stump takes the first offering from a new pitcher, Braden Scott, and it's in there for a strike on the outside edge. 0-1, an 82-mile-an-hour fastball from Scott. Now the lefty delivers a slider that stays outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Stump, then Ryan Kincaid and Spencer Lloyd. 6, 7, and 8 for San Antonio, looking to add to a 3-run lead as an 83-mile-an-hour fastball comes in from Scott, and it's 1-2. 5 runs, 8 hits for San Antonio, 2 runs, 2 hits for the National Junior College All-Star team as this one is swung on and fouled out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes, the count to Stump. Stumpf is 0 for 2. He is flied out and grounded out. He also had a sacrifice bunt in the 6th inning. That was that suicide squeeze that he was recorded as an out on at first base, but did drive home a run. 2-2 the count now after he takes a ball. Now a slider misses outside. And the count's full at 3-2.
Second time he's thrown that pitch, and it hasn't done anything for him.
Now the 3-2 from Braden Scott. Outside edge, strike 3. Stumpf was ready to throw the bat away and head to first base, thinking he just drew a walk. Instead, it's called strike 3 on the outside corner, and there's one out. I looked at Stumpf as he walked by Ryan Kincaid, who was stepping up to the plate. Stumpf walked by him and shook his head yes, almost as if to say, yeah, it was in the zone. Ryan Kincaid takes a strike as well. Fastball at 84, 0-1. Braden Scott doing what the doctor ordered, coming in and throwing strikes. Breaking ball misses here, but it's 1-1. Braden Scott will be attending, it looks like, the University of Indiana. His current college that he's been at is listed on the roster as Olney Central. 1-2 strikes now, the count to Ryan Kincaid.
Going up north for some cold springs.
He's from Jasonville, Indiana, so that's probably not too far from home. Bloomington, Indiana, where the University of Indiana is located. Pitch outside for a ball. The count's now 2-2 to Ryan Kincaid, who's 2 for 3 tonight. He's got a single and a double and also driven home a run. He bounces one to the right side here. Hurrying to his right is Michael Lawson. He'll throw to first, and there's a collision, and the ball gets away at first base. It goes all the way behind the plate, and now they're going to throw back to first base. What happened there is Kincaid was going to break for second base, and then he didn't. I don't know if he missed first base and had to go back because he didn't touch.
That's what I'm thinking so, Steve. I mean, because otherwise he would have been allowed to advance. I mean, that ball was just swirling around down here, but he tumbled into the first baseman, and how he missed first base, I don't know.
Now, he slid across the bag. I'm watching YouTube, which there's about a 10-second delay. He slid across the bag, but maybe because of the collision, it helped him not realize whether he touched it or not, because he could have made his way to second base.
With ease.
That is the 5th error of the game, by the way, on the U.S. national team. That's going to be an E4. Kincaid on at first base. Spencer Lloyd takes the first pitch for a ball, 1-0. So what a wild turn of events there. Everybody's okay as the second baseman Lawson threw to first, and a head-first slide by Kincaid at first base. And, of course, we talked about Saul Garza at 6'3". That's not somebody you want to collide with, but that's kind of what happened on a low throw to first. Batter runner is diving in head first. All kinds of chaos. Everybody's okay. 1 strike, the count to Spencer Lloyd at the plate. Throw back to first in time.
The collision as it was, he was ready to go off second base, so it must not have been too bad.
We now have 8 errors in the game and just 10 base hits. Breaking ball outside, 2 balls and a strike. It has not been pretty tonight. In this tournament, we have seen some tremendous defensive plays, but we have also seen the worst of defense at times as well. Pitch swung on, lifted, shallow, right center field. Michael Lawson, the second baseman, going out, and nobody's going to get there. Lawson thought the right fielder, Parker, was going to come on and make the catch. He slowed down, but Parker wasn't charging in, and nobody caught it, and everybody's safe.
That ball gets up there. I don't know if they lost it in the lights or whatnot, but the 3 converged. No one made the final call, and it bounced away.
Well, they always say the outfielder has the best angle, and I wonder because Lawson slowed down if maybe he just thought one of his teammates was going to come on and take charge and make the catch, either Edge from center or Parker from right. Nobody did take charge, and it landed in between those 3, forming a triangle in shallow right center field. And so everybody's safe. Kincaid's at second. Spencer Lloyd at first. That's a base hit as nobody got a glove on the baseball. And so that is not going to be an error on the scoreboard. That's a mental error. Tommy, look at the coach for the U.S. national JUCO team out there on the mound. He's got his right hand very animated, pointing it to try and get something across to his team. And it probably has to do in large part to the 5 errors they've committed tonight.
That's without a doubt, Steve. I mean, they come in here making these 5 errors, and you're not even expecting that.
I mean, you can see him just pointing at virtually every player in that huddle. It's the entire infield. Nobody's talking. He's doing all the talking. And this is not about talking to the pitcher about, okay, throw strikes. This is to the entire infield. And why not after 5 errors have been committed?
Hopefully not. For them, for their sake, you hope it's too little too late. But, I mean, they're at a point now where he's out there and he's got them around it like he's giving them some direct orders.
So here we go. Runners at first and second for San Antonio. 1 out, top of the 8th inning. San Antonio leading by 3, but a chance to add to that here as the first pitch to Jordan Billups is a breaking ball down low. 1 ball and no strikes. The USA National Junior College team, Tommy, has 5 errors, and they've only picked up 2 base hits and 2 runs. If you add their runs and hits together, their error total is greater.
Nothing you'd expect.
Slow breaking ball. Misses down and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Billups. Billups had a base hit his last time up, and then he advanced to second on a balk and eventually came around to score. 2 balls and no strikes, and the pitch, line foul right side. And there's another point. Talking about defensive miscues like we just saw in right center field that don't show up as errors on the scoreboard, a balk would be another one. And that advanced Billups to second the last time he was up, and he eventually scored in that inning.
Steve, it's a small things that happen that can lead to big things, and that's happening right now.
Braden Scott whips around, looks towards second, but does not throw back that way. Second baseman Lawson cheating a little bit toward the bag, pounding his glove, but he's not going to cover it. Ground ball toward Lawson, sliding to his left. He'll try to get the lead runner at second and does. Nice play. Michael Lawson diving to his left, then getting back up and throwing back to the right and getting the runner out at second.
Quick, efficient play, looking to turn the double play. Didn't happen, but they got the man going to second out.
And that is not an easy play either for Lawson. Moving one way, sliding, coming up with the ball, then getting back up and throwing from his knees back to second base. So Billups reaches via the fielder's choice to second. Ryan Kincaid down to third base. We'll take it back to the top of the order with Jack Wisniewski, the leadoff hitter, who takes a slow breaking ball down for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes.
You know, these miscues, some of them, I've been thinking all along how much they've played together throughout the whole summer.
Braden Scott through the stretch, looks at first, the 1-0. Outside, snap throw to first, and back diving in is going to be the runner Billups. Well, it may not be a whole lot. However, I'll say this. A lot of the plays that they've made have been relatively routine plays, just simply not hitting their mark on throws across the diamond to their teammates. Like the first 2 errors of the game, a simple throw from third to first. There goes the runner from first to second. Pitch swung on, fouled back out of play, and the count's 2 balls and a strike to Wisniewski.
The basics of baseball we're not seeing tonight.
Yeah, I could see like pitcher-catcher miscommunication, maybe between the catcher and the second baseman or shortstop who's covering the bag for stolen bases, double plays. But these are just a lot of them routine ground balls and throwing errors that we're seeing. 2-1, catches the outside edge. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Braden Scott, the relief pitcher, I mentioned he's Indiana University bound. He's from Jasonville, Indiana, and the high school's name was Shakamak. 2-2 with 2 outs. There's a liner to short, and it's booted by the shortstop, Bryce Denton, into shallow center field. That's going to score a run. It's now 6-2 San Antonio. That was a screamer out to short. So we'll see if Bryce Denton gets the benefit of it out there. And again, it's taking a quicker hop on this turf. So I don't know if that'll be a hit or an error. It does allow a run to score, and that is going to be it for Braden Scott, as a pitching change will be made here in the top of the 8th inning. So we'll take the timeout. The score now is the San Antonio Angels 6, the National Junior College All-Stars 2 at the 84th NBC on KQAM. E6. Wow. 6 errors. Our thanks to Shire Graphics, bringing you our coverage of the 84th NBC World Series. Don't forget, tomorrow is Taco Tuesday at Taco Prano. 60-cent tacos at Taco Prano, 2 Wichita locations. Team Electric also sponsoring our coverage of the 84th NBC. Davis Liquor with several Wichita locations, and some, after watching this contest where there have been 9 errors, might want to consider a stop by there.
Steve, we said before, I mean, just the surface here, I mean, you got the chance to play at a certain depth. You know, as you've seen it, they play back, and it's going to come on you really quick with the speed of the turf, and that's what it seemed to happen there. However, they still gave him the air on that play.
Indigo Diaz is the new pitcher for the National Junior College All-Stars. He is out of Iowa Western, and he is Michigan State bound. Big guy. We've talked about guys that are big. Tommy, here you go. 6'5", 250. Looks like he could play left tackle at Iowa Western. He is a pitcher, though. Here we go now to the next batter, Ian Bailey, that steps in, and Bailey takes the first pitch for a strike. It's 0-1 to Bailey. Wisniewski, the runner, at first. Jordan Billups down at second after the E6, the 6th error of the game on the National Junior College All-Stars. 0-2 now to Bailey as he swings and misses.
To say the least, I don't think anybody would expect 6 errors from the JUCO All-Stars.
And it's not been a thing of beauty for San Antonio. They've committed 3. Barely got a piece of that one and fouled it back to the screen. Still 0-2 to Bailey. Ian Bailey is 1 for 4. He has doubled, struck out, grounded out, and flied out. A right-handed hitter. Up at the front of the right-handed batter's box. Thought about offering, and he is tagged out. They say he did.
Kansas Gas Service delivers natural gas to many of the companies you know, ensuring they have the energy they need to grow and build strong communities, providing cost-effective, safe, and reliable natural gas for a better tomorrow today. Kansas Gas Service.
New pitcher for the San Antonio Angels, and it's actually somebody who's listed on their roster as an outfielder. Ryan Ramsey is in. He's a right-hander out of Colleyville, Texas, in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And he is in going through some final warm-ups right now. Our thanks to Midwest Kia and Rustiak Ford for helping bring you our coverage of the 84th NBC World Series. Cherry Oaks Golf Course, great course out west of Wichita in Cheney, also sponsoring our coverage of the 84th NBC. Just Right Auto Repair, Team Electric, and Shire Graphics as well. So the Junior College National Team has their work cut out for them now as we go to the bottom half of inning number 8. Brock Edge, their leadoff batter in the lineup, will get it started as he is going to face Ryan Ramsey. And a swing and a miss. Ramsey delivers at 80 miles an hour, and Edge comes up empty. 0-1. Brock Edge has not gotten on base tonight. That hurts when your leadoff batter in the order is not getting on. 0-1. High and tight there. Nearly hit him. 1 ball and 1 strike. But not many have gotten on for the National Junior College team as a whole. Just 2 base hits on the night. Through the wind goes Ramsey, a swing and a miss. And the count's now 1-2. That one at 81 miles an hour.
Seems like whoever they bring on, they're just keeping this Team USA in check.
Well, they're doing a good job of throwing strikes. Not many walks issued tonight by San Antonio pitchers, and that has helped. And he went around there completely fooled. He tried to check his swing, but they will appeal. And there wasn't much doubt about that one. A strikeout, so a good start for Ramsey, who comes on and issues a strikeout in the bottom of the 8th inning to get things started, 1 away.
For those listening on the radio, that was a no doubt that he went.
Yeah, don't know if Conan Strobel had to look away thinking that ball was coming at him or what, but yeah, there wasn't much dispute about it. And they appealed to third and got the strikeout called. Here's Brian Sturgis now, takes one inside for a ball. He had to lean out of the way. 0-1 to him. He is one who's not seen a lot of good pitching tonight. He has walked twice. He did strike out back in the 6th inning. Takes a fastball up high at 84. 2 balls and no strikes to Sturgis. Ramsey through the wind, delivers, chopped foul over toward the third base dugout. And the count's now 2-1 to Sturgis. Sturgis benefited from one of the errors on San Antonio tonight. Back in the 1st inning, he stole second, and Spencer Lloyd's throw went into center field. And Sturgis took off for third and eventually scored that inning. High and away for a ball, another fastball at 84. 3-1.
That run score seemed just so long ago for the JUCO All-Americans.
They scored 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, and that has been it. 3 balls and a strike, and Sturgis chops another one foul at the plate, and the count's full 3-2. Spencer Lloyd has done that twice behind the plate for San Antonio on stolen base attempts, thrown the throw out into center field, allowing the base stealer to advance to third. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 8th inning, San Antonio 6, the National Junior College team 2, and this one is fouled back our direction behind the plate. It's going to land on the netting, and the count is full to Sturgis, 3-2 still.
Sturgis is limping around down there in the box. I don't know, he took one off the one of his legs.
Well, he's had a pretty busy night between the stolen base in the 1st inning. Made his way to third on that throwing error, then scored later in the inning. Busy night over at third base as well. He is also the one that was caught up in that rundown between 1st and 2nd that went 1-3-6-3. So
great point.
He's had a busy night. Here he takes strike 3 called as Ramsey takes something off at 74, and Sturgis is caught looking for the 2nd out of the inning.
New batter coming up, doing some communication as well, trying to find out if it's there.
Brant Blaylock will step up, the left fielder. So Ryan Ramsey listed as an outfielder, but looking pretty good so far as a relief pitcher for San Antonio. It's gone strikeout, strikeout for him. He does deliver a ball to Brant Blaylock. Not 1 ball and no strikes to Blaylock. Pretty good looking pitch right there. A fastball in at 83. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Ramsey Dillon coming in. He got a job to do. He's going to get it done.
He shakes his glove with the ball in it after getting the sign to start his windup. Then the pitch home is a slow bouncing ball to Diaz at third. Low throw dug out well by Hamill.
Pain, back pain, all kinds of sprains. If your knee replacement aches when it starts to rain, at Advanced Physical Therapy, we treat that. At Advanced Physical Therapy, we treat that. Concussions, arthritis, carpal tunnel, too, fibromyalgia, Parkinson's, we've got the treatment for you. At Advanced Physical Therapy, we treat that. At Advanced Physical Therapy, we treat that. One-on-one sessions with a personal touch. Ask our thousands of patients why they love us so much. At Advanced Physical Therapy, we treat that. At Advanced Physical Therapy, we treat that.
now for the San Antonio Angels. Third baseman number 13, Jose Diaz.
Jose Diaz to start the 9th inning for the San Antonio Angels, as they've got a 4-run lead, trying to add to it here in inning number 9. As it'll be Diaz, then Nick Hamill and Garrett Wilkinson, 3, 4, and 5 for San Antonio, as Diaz takes the first pitch at 91 miles an hour from Braden Scott. It's a strike, 0-1. So Scott tops 90 now, the second offering outside. 1 ball and 1 strike, a slider at 77 as he took something off.
First time I've seen a 90-plus tonight.
Diaz with a double tonight, a liner down the left field line for his only base hit of the ball game. Pitch down low, that one at 85, 2 balls and a strike. 6 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors for San Antonio. 2 runs, 2 hits, 6 errors for the National Junior College All-Star team. Strike taken at 87, and the count's now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. These two teams are 1-0 to start championship week of the NBC. Pitch down, and the count's now full, 3-2. San Antonio trying to go to 6-0 in the tournament. They ran the table in 4 games last week to qualify for this week's play. Then they wiped the slate clean, and they're 1-0 this week. 3-2, and a high bouncing ball out to short. Brycedan is there. Fields throws to first just in the nick of time as Diaz speeding down the line, but retired 6-3 for the first out of the inning.
Great play there.
Tomorrow night, we will have the Santa Barbara Foresters taking on the Seattle Studs, by the way. So that will be our game tomorrow. Couple of 1-0 teams. Here's Nick Hamill now, taking a strike, 0-1. Nobody on, 1 out, top of the 9th inning. 6-2 San Antonio batting with the lead. How about that wild game that Santa Barbara was involved in yesterday? Liner over toward first. Diving is the first baseman. Garza can't come up with it, but it lands just foul anyway. Would have been a great diving catch. Instead, a soft foul ball to the right side.
Easily a top 10 moment in my mind.
And when the time comes for air conditioning services and repairs at your home, keep Fauna stock in mind with 24-hour services.
So, no balls and 2 strikes the count, as Hamill will try it again. Seattle Studs are actually 1-1 in this week's play. Santa Barbara is 2-0. 0-2, and the pitch. Tried to check his swing, he didn't. Down he goes as a strikeout. Hamill is retired for the second out of the inning. Santa Barbara was involved in a record-setting game yesterday here at the NBC. It set a record for most runs in a game, and it set a record for the most hits in a game. And it might have set a record for the longest 9-inning game as well, as stepping in is Garrett Wilkinson. Takes the ball, 1 ball and no strikes.
The Forces have scored 38 runs in their 2 games.
20-12 was their final over the Dodge City A's yesterday. Pitch misses for a ball, 2 balls and no strikes. There were 32 runs in the game, and I mentioned also the two teams combined for 38 hits. Those are both NBC records. The 2-0 swung on and missed, 2-1. And I say it might have set a record time-wise for a 9-inning game, but it ended, I forgot, via the mercy rule after 7 innings. But in 7 innings, Tommy, it took 3 hours and 23 minutes for 7 innings.
You would have thought they might have played 12 or 13 innings.
Yeah, it would have easily gone 4 hours had they played 9 innings. 2-1. Pitch down low for a ball. Counts 3-1.
Today I was actually looking on YouTube, because you can go back and watch all the playbacks. I didn't find that game on there. I just wanted to see what the total time of the game was.
3 balls and a strike. He went around, and the count's now full at 3-2. Boy, Braden Scott is really doing a nice job of crossing up these San Antonio hitters. They are really unsure of themselves as they swing the bat. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. 6-2 San Antonio. He took a lot off there. Strike 3 called at a 73 mile an hour. So in the inning, he hit as high as 90, but drops down to 73 on a changeup and strikes out Wilkinson. But we'll go to the bottom of the 9th, and the National Junior College team needs 4 to tie and 5 to win. San Antonio 6, the National Junior College team 2 at the 84th NBC on KQAM.
This bud's for the dream and the people bold enough to pursue it. For those who come from nothing and rise to something. It's for those who take everything this country has to offer and make it their own.
Rock and roll.
Well, we go to the bottom of the ninth inning, and the National Junior College team needing 4 to tie and 5 to take the lead and win the game as they trail the San Antonio Angels 6-2. And Ryan Ramsey is back out for the bottom of the ninth inning. He'll face Saul Garza first to start the bottom half of inning number 9. Ramsey to Garza, here we go. First pitch swinging just outside the bag at third, barely foul. 0-1 to Saul Garza. Garza, then Michael Lawson and Brandon Parker. So 4, 5, and 6, the heart of the order for the Junior College All-Star team, but they need 4 to tie in a 6-2 game. Here's the interesting number, Tommy, about this score. When the National Junior College team came from behind in the bottom of the ninth inning Saturday to win 7-6 in extra innings, guess what the score was going into the bottom of the ninth inning? 6-2. So don't go anywhere. Strike taken, 0-2.
I didn't know the score of that game at that point until now, but this whole time I seen the 4 runs. I'm like, oh, we're going to have a reincarnation here.
Yep. They scored 4 to tie it at 6, and then 3 innings later in the 12th, they won 7-6. 0-2. Pitch high and away to Garza. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Saul Garza is 1 for 3. He has singled, but in his last 2 at-bats, he has struck out swinging both times. So 1 for 3. The count is 1-2. Ramsey delivers, fouled back to the backstop. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. I mentioned the Dodge City game yesterday with Santa Barbara, and I've talked about the sloppy defense in this tournament. Dodge City, Tommy, committed 5 errors in that game yesterday where they gave up 20 runs. This one is driven high and deep to left field and back and gone, and a home run for Saul Garza. And now we've got a 3-run game on a towering fly ball to left.
Every day, beer plus burgers equals a great time. Emerson Biggins in Old Town. Great food, even better deals. And even better than that,
what a shot by Garza, sending one high and deep to left field. And Tommy, there's not much wind now, so that was not wind aided.
He turned on that, got it up, got it out, and going back to earlier, that's why that young man's going to LSU, for his power like that.
Absolutely. So Garza strokes the home run, and that is his first of the World Series. So again, don't go anywhere just yet. It's a 6-3 game, as the National Junior College team is going to get Tommy Sacco in as a pinch hitter. So Sacco is now pinch hitting for Michael Lawson, the second baseman. And he takes down and in. That's a ball. Sacco attending Yavapai in Arizona, where he's a freshman. 6 feet, 190-pound second baseman. Inside corner for a strike. And the count's now even at 1 ball and 1 strike. He's a left-handed hitter against the right-handed pitching Ryan Ramsey in a 6-3 game after the solo homer by Saul Garza to lead off the bottom of the ninth inning. Another strike delivered, and now the count's 1-2. That home run, just the 3rd base hit of the game for the U.S. National Junior College All-Star. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and down goes Sacco, and there's the first out of the inning. So 1 out now for Brandon Parker.
Right fielder number 10, Brandon Parker.
Parker's had a pretty nice, busy night on the base paths. He reached on an error in the 2nd inning and scored. He also stole a base. He went station to station that inning and then Also walked in the 7th inning. Takes a slow breaking ball here at 72. Feathered in there nicely for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Parker takes close but misses at 74. An off-speed pitch, 1-1. He reached on a fielding error by Jack Wisniewski, the shortstop, in the 2nd inning. Stole second, went to third on a wild pitch, then was brought home from third on an RBI single by Josh Brystand. 2 balls and a strike now after that one missed.
He's still back to what he knows best. Get this job done here.
Steps behind the rubber, delivers the 2-1, taken for a strike, 83-mile-an-hour fastball. The count level at 2-2. 6-3 our score. San Antonio 2 outs away from making it 6-0 in the World Series and 2-0 so far in pool play this week. Pitches up high at 83 for a ball. The count's now full at 3-2. Ramsey's got to be a little careful here. San Antonio's not out of the woods. If Parker reaches, then the tying run would move into the on-deck circle. And that's exactly what's going to happen. There's ball 4. Parker walked. So a 1-out walk, and that'll get Colton Onstadt to the plate. And Tucker Childers moves into the on-deck circle, and he represents the tying run in the ballgame.
Right now, they're going to ride Ramsey because, I mean, the Angels have cleared their bullpen and headed back towards the dugout.
It is his to finish, or at least that's what they're thinking right now. You're right, Tommy. Ramsey stretches, tosses home, down and in for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. And it could be a case that I mentioned earlier, he's listed as an outfielder, not a pitcher. Maybe they found an outfielder, a reserve player who could pitch with a 3, at the time, a 4-run lead, as to not burn your true relief pitchers, which can be a bit of a gamble, but we'll see if that pays off, if that's the case. But another one inside, and things starting to get a little more interesting now. It's 2 balls and no strikes with a runner at first. 1 out, bottom of the 9th inning, 6-3 San Antonio leading, but the National Junior College All-Star team has got something going. The runner going here, and this one is high and deep to right field. A towering fly ball. Wow. If it's fair, it's gone. It's a foul ball, and not by much at all.
No, it wasn't. I'm telling you, that rode the line very close.
Colton Onstadt, a left-handed hitter, got underneath that one, sent it right down the line where it's 330 feet, and it hooked just a little too far foul. A long strike, and it's 2-1. The hit and run was on there, too. Instead, he pokes one to center field. That's through for a base hit. Heading to second base is Parker. He'll stop there, and now the tying run will come to the plate in Tucker Childers. Still only 1 out in the inning.
Well, as you said, hold your horses because here they come. I don't know if it's just that magic number of 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th. You never want to be there, but, I mean, look, here we are right now.
There will be a conversation out on the hill with the entire infield for San Antonio and one of their coaches. But Tucker Childers about to come to the plate for the National Junior College team, and he represents the tying run. Brandon Parker at second, Colton Onstadt at first, who nearly hit one out of here, and Childers coming up to the plate. And it looks like San Antonio's going to get a new pitcher coming in from the dugout. So this must have been somebody who loosened up earlier and was ready to go. But this pitcher coming into the game, Nicholas Hamill, is coming straight from the dugout, not from the bullpen. And he's going to go through some warm-ups. Well, that's Nick Hamill, the first baseman. That's what it was. He went to the dugout to get rid of his first baseman's glove and then came back out to throw.
Okay.
So Hamill came out of the dugout just briefly. He got his pitcher's glove and got rid of his first baseman's mitt. So it's Hamill, the first baseman, who will pitch. And a new first baseman will come into the game for the San Antonio Angels. And that'll be Evan Perez. So Perez will be the first baseman. And Hamill moves over from first to the mound to try and finish off the National Junior College team. 6-3 is our score. It's the National Junior College team batting right now on the bottom of the 9th inning. And literally, Tommy, one swing of the bat could tie the game with a home run, but one swing of the bat could end the game with a double play.
Exactly. What I was thinking earlier after Onstadt hit that ball foul, just hoping that before the pitching change, if they would serve up that inning, game-inning double play. So we'll find out if Hamill can get the job done once we get back to action.
Nick Hamill from Schertz, Texas, is 6'5", 245 pounds, attending McMurray University, which is in Abilene, Texas. We've seen some players from Abilene Christian in this tournament. Abilene, Texas actually has 3 colleges. Abilene Christian at the Division I level, and then McMurray and Hardin-Simmons are 2 smaller schools in that town. So here we go, runners at first and second, 1 out. Tying run at the plate, and the first pitch swung on and fouled back. And this is Mickey Honer, who's a pinch hitter, who steps up there now for the National Junior College team. Fouling one out of play, 0-1 to Honer. So Honer is batting for Tucker Childers. Right-handed batter against a right-handed pitcher. The 0-1. Boy, did he take a lot off there. At 68, a slider is in for a strike, 0-2. Here you got a big guy at 6 feet 5 inches tall thinking you might get something around 90, and he sends one in at 68. No balls and 2 strikes. Time called now. Honer wants to step out. Honer's from Cisco Junior College, Cisco, Texas. Just about an hour and a half or so to the west on Interstate 20 of Fort Worth. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and down he goes. And that one was at 86 miles an hour.
Huge out.
That is a big out, number 2, and now the National Junior College team down to their final out, and it's Josh Bryston that will step in. First and second, 2 away, tying run at the plate in Bryston. The number 9 hitter in the order. He's showing bunt, pops it up foul over toward the third base coach's box. Well, you want to talk about surprising some people with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning, down 3. But the infielders are playing back, so why not?
He would have got that down. Obviously, we got the runner over, and they surely weren't expecting it, it looked like.
Runners get their leads. Infielders with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, not concerned about holding anybody on. Long look in by Hamill at his catcher. Spencer Lloyd ready and delivers. Takes something off, nearly hit him. Off-speed pitch breaking down to the right-handed batter at 72. A ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Bryston singled in the second inning. It was an RBI single, scoring Brandon Parker. At the time, the U.S. JUCO team had a 1-run lead. Pitch down again, gets away from Lloyd. He chases it behind him, but the runners will not advance. It didn't get far enough away.
The wrong time, be letting one go between your legs there.
So 2 balls and a strike, the count at the plate. Runners at first and second, tying run at the plate, bottom of the 9th inning in a 6-3 game. San Antonio's Angels over the National Junior College team. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball outside at 84. And the count's now 3-1. You've got to be careful here if you're Hamill, because waiting on deck is Brock Edge. He's 0 for 4 tonight, but he is the leadoff batter in the lineup, so you have to flip it back to the top. Here's the 3-1. Outside, ball 4. That's exactly what's happened. They are now loaded for Brock Edge, about to step up to the plate.
Talking about being in shark-infested waters right now.
Center fielder number 8, Brock Edge.
So Brock Edge will step up, and he is due. 0 for 4 tonight. Grounded out twice and struck out twice. But an opportunity here to give his team a huge boost at desperation time. They're down 3, but the bases are loaded. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. The pitch to Edge. Fastball at 84. Strike on the inside edge. 0-1. Nick Hamill just moments ago moved over from first base to the pitcher's mound, trying to finish off this National Junior College team. The 0-1 swung on and chopped foul over toward the first base dugout, and now San Antonio 1 strike away from moving to 6-0 in this tournament and 2-0 during championship week pool play. What a run it's been for them if they can finish it off here tonight. Through the stretch goes Hamill and delivers the 0-2. Lifted left side, slicing, and that one is going to land down near the bullpen in the field of play, but Dylan Stumpf could not get there anywhere near in time.
Especially over here on the left, down the third base line and left field. That is a big area to cover outside of the foul line. So you can hit it there, and unless you got a quick one.
Infielders playing very deep all the way around. Again, on this natural surface infield, bouncing balls, ground balls can still scoot to them in a hurry. The 0-2, line to left field. Stumpf going back to his left, leaps up and makes a catch, and that's the ball game. If that one gets by him, we could very well have a tie ball game, but Dylan Stumpf chases it down, and the National Junior College team leaves them loaded in the bottom of the ninth, and they lose by 3. 6-3 is our final. San Antonio wins again. We'll be back with the final wrap right after this.